Right, legends, if there is one thing you do today before you watch this stream is you listen to this track I'm about to play. Listen to this tune, legends. This is... Let me turn it down. This is one of my favorite tracks of all time. Of all time, it's one of my favorite tracks. So listen to this track. I'll be with you in a minute, okay? legends. I gotta hear that little bit in the middle again. Just brings me back to the old school. It is Pendulum, yeah. It's just fucking banging tune. Listen to this bit in the middle. This little bit here in the middle just... Oh, yeah. Coming in now, legends. I'm just doing a tweet. I'll be with you in 5 seconds. This is also another banger as well, but I'll move it on a little bit. But I'm going to do a tweet, post it out there, and then I'll be with you looking at these charts. Bitcoin's doing some epic shit, so we should get pretty litty, titty, gritty, nitty, witty, vitty, wee. Right, I reckon we got to get into this shindigs. This track is a banger as well, man. Like, it just brings me back to the old school days, back when Pendulum was out there bringing it home. That little fucking synth. It's this bit here. Right, legends, we're ready to rumble, or we're ready to go. We've got some special guests coming on today as well, legends. Let me just whip over to the main screen. You can see me all clear. Can you see everything looking good? Can you see the charts? Can you see my face? Fuck. I gotta breathe every now and again, legends. Fuck me, I'm just rapping on that shit. Guys, tell me the chart is looking good. We'll get into these charts at this point. Make sure the quality's good. The sound's all looking fresh as dandy. Here we literally go. I'm fasting. My phone is now beeping in my face again. Stop messaging me when I stream. Right. Leggies. We've got a lot to go through. Big weekend for me. Just kind of off the charts, doing other stuff. You need to follow me on Instagram, legends, to get my personal life. If you're interested in my personal life, get me on Instagram, Aruniente, and you can kind of follow all that action. We're going to get Will's coming on. Viking's going to come on later. I've got the Zoom call ready for them when they want to jump in. But we've got some stuff kicking off. I want to go through just everything, really. I'm going to talk about my short positions. I'm going to talk about the entries, the exits. I'm going to go through what I think about the market. I'm going to tell you everything in turn. I want to go through a whole process here and tell you what I was doing when I was taking my short positions and what I was doing when I was getting into hedge positions, etc. And go through the whole thing so you understand how trading really is. We want to play chess, poker, with risk management in the middle, which is the poker side, and then using statistical basis analysis to make sure you cover all of the ends and cover all of the options of what Bitcoin can do so you don't end up losing money. You save and preserve your capital. And I'll go through every single process. So, legends, let's just whip through it. So the MDX Trading Bot is long. Okay, so this is I took a short position actually when this bot position went long. I'm not going to go into exactly why does it keep messaging me right now, guys. Just chill. You probably can't hear it because my microphone's set to none of that. But anyway, so on the MDX Trading Bot side, I did take a short position with the Trading Bot, okay? That position actually did get stopped out, and I re-entered a short again, and now I'm out of this position as well because obviously the market has rallied prior to this. The session has expired. What do you mean the session has expired? Sire! Anyway, so the bot took a long position here, which was when I took a short, I hedged against this actually at a higher position size, and I actually did get stopped out of that trade literally by around $100 from the wick. I then managed to get into a reshort. It was a re-entry short. I was not saying that I was putting high conviction on this. I didn't promote this because this is actually a second attempt of an already lost trade, which I would ever try twice more. So the first one, second entry, and the third entry, never more than 3 entries if you're trying to get into position. But and then what we did actually, guys, we did actually come back down, back up. I actually did take the short then, and then we actually got into a juicy trade and actually took some of those losses back. But this is the game, guys, okay? This position here is now, because obviously I hedged against it, still long. The MDX Trading Bot right now, if I actually get up the numbers, it's up 1.6% here. Obviously, we could have, taken 25% off. We'll go into that in a minute, but you could have taken something off the position as it goes up. But from where we are now, the Trading Bot has actually covered the position up with the extended short back down. Like I said, I hedged for a short back down. So what I'll try to make a point here, guys, that not always you're going to get those beautiful short positions like this, okay? So I did a tweet about it. And this is a really good learning experience for you guys because this is the way you should be trading. This is how you should think about trading to try and cover all of the exits and all the options. So if a trade does go against you, you've hedged against it with a parameter that is essentially automated in this specific example. But, we're not always going to get these trades. I made nearly $30,000 within an hour on this trade. Last time this happened maybe a year ago now, actually, this setup. But there's many a setup which happened like this. And this position did play out beautifully at the time. And we did have the confluence factors with the bot did buy. And also we did have underneath the EMA ribbon, etc. But in this specific occasion, guys, we just didn't get it. But the buy signal has still happened, okay? And the buy signal was still there. So when I was hedging against this position, guys, in terms of the short position, which you can see here, this position actually got stopped out. I lost money on this trade, but the bot strategy in itself was counteracting that short as it rallied up. still in a position actually long, so it's 1.6% profit. I lost 1.3% on this. We're up 1.6% on the bot. And then, guys, you have the opportunity for re-entry, and that's a re-entry short there. So what I'm trying to articulate here to you is this, is that we're not, as traders here, designed to get every single fucking trade correct. The whole premise of this game is not to be correct all the time. We don't actually know anything. We're not here to try and say what we think the market's going to do. I will give you my predictions. I will always give you my predictions because you like them, they're sexy, and I understand why you want to hear them for analyzing the market. But in terms of making money, I don't need to know where the price is going to go. All I've got to do is logically find out where the inflection points of the market are and make sure I'm playing chess in an appropriate way where every single exit or every single route the market's going to take, I am covered to a degree, and I'm boxing off all the exits to lose money. Essentially, like I said before, you're playing chess and poker at the same time. With statistical back-tested data and looking at numbers, then you can actually have a very good chance of making money in this game, okay, in trading in general. But I'm trying to make this point because I got a lot of guys DMing me, what happened to the short? What happened to this? What happened to that? I'm like, guys, like, you've got to come into this and say, look, I thought we were going to get some resistance here. I thought we were going to get more resistance. We're going to come back at least a little bit. We had multiple attempts at pulling back off this, just charged through. And a lot of guys are saying to me, well, you know, it's because of the fucking Donald Trump thing and all this big announcement. I don't really care about all that stuff. Whether that was the reason Bitcoin has been rallying because of Trump saying there's going to be some global reserve Bitcoin thing, that's out of the question. That might be happening, but I'm saying I'm not looking at that because I'm not trading on the basis of that, because there's no quantifiable evidence to say that that is the reason why. And in another world, it could have just been a fucking buy the rumor. Yeah, there's a million different things can happen. So I'm not going to say, I'm not the kind of guy who comes out and says, oh, my short didn't work out now because, oh, Donald Trump spoke at a conference. No. I'm going to fucking take credit when I'm due, and I'm going to also look at myself and say, this trade didn't work out. I'm not trying to have a scapegoat saying, oh, but it was because of manipulation. This happened because of that, and I couldn't foresee this. No. The trade didn't play out because the trade didn't fucking play out. The numbers were in our favor, but it didn't play out this time. And that's what happens in this game. Sometimes you just don't get what you want. And that's a good lesson in life as well. But I would say that the whole premise of it is that, yeah, this short position did get stopped out. I lost 1.3%. Now, actually, guys, we've got a new little bit of interesting action happening right now because this is now going to sell at probably around 1.3%. So this buy signal, if it sells here, it would have mitigated that loss because it's 1.3. This will actually be around, let's get it exactly right for you, leggies. Right now, it's 1.37%. So if that actually comes back out, I'm pretty much based at the middle there in terms of percentages. Then, guys, what you have to say is, okay, well, if we're going to get a sell signal here, will you counter trade that trade? This will be a slightly winning trade. We'll look into that in a second because we're actually getting a sell signal right now. And with the MDX Trading Bot, you can play counter trading signals. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that this long is still in. It mitigated that loss. And then the re-entry short was a little bit more high risk, and I didn't promote this that much on my channel, even to my VIP, because this is a more high risk trade, and this actually did make some money back from that loss as well. So guys, I just want to make the whole process clear so you understand the process. This is how the game works. This is how you should be thinking about the market. I'll say it again, one more time. You shouldn't be thinking, I think the price is going to do this, so I'm going to trade like this. You should say, I don't know what the price is going to do. I have my set parameters. Once the price comes to the levels that I think it's going to go to, maybe in the future, I don't know, but it might go there. Once the parameters are all ticked in my strategy, when the price comes to me, I will then accordingly change and place a position on the market. When the price comes to me, you're not trying to force things on the market. You're allowing the market to come to your parameters, so you're in control, and then you place the trades on the basis of the price coming to you, not you trying to force the price to do something and then saying, I'm going to now think it's going to go up, so I'm now going to go long. Just, no. You're not going to make money. You're going to lose, but I will give you my predictions because obviously predictions are analyzing the market, and analyzing the market is important to know how to analyze the market and understand the context of the market. You need to understand the context of the market as well, because when you understand the environment and the context of the environment you're in, it does take a lot of stress away from you. So you can say, okay, I very likely would go into a range-bound market. Okay, I'll take a break. Oh, we're going to swing. I'm going to get to the market. So context is very important. My phone just keeps trying to log in to this fucking thing. Sorry. I don't know if you can hear that. So context is extremely important as well. But I'm saying in terms of trading, you don't need to know. You just play the parameters. You have your parameters set. Wait for the price to come to you. Don't try and predict what the price is going to do and then trade on the basis of what you think is going to happen in the future, okay? I will not make that point again. Maybe on this stream later on, we do fucking 3 hours on this bad boy. But anyway, so at the moment, guys, I'm in a long position from this. Got stopped out. Now we're back up, and we have actually made another higher high. look, we're going to go through divergences on this because the divergences is what you're looking for. So when you come into overbought on the oscillators, guys, you came into overbought. We just stair-ladded up for whatever reason. The actual move back down was when we got the divergence, okay? So everyone's saying, oh, but we're overbought. Let's go back down. Yes, we've had a move, but what you're really waiting for is that, this coming to their bearish divergence, and that would be the more significant move. There is going to be a trade here, actually, a potential short trade. Also, if this sells here, that would mean the trading bot is in a slight profit, which actually means you could have a counter trading strategy signal here. So you see here, it moved up. Very likely could get the same thing. So there could be a counter trading strategy here coming up. And again, guys, you know, if this is a winning trade, we've had a significantly big winning trade from the bot. So this bot, massive winning trade. This trade did become a losing trade. And then this will be another slight winner if it stops out here, a very small winning trade. So I do think that in one or two trades time for the MDX Trading Bot, there's going to be a significant opportunity to counter trade the buy signal, which will, Legends, I can't deal with it. I'm going to have to put my phone on fucking airplane mode at this, right? Airplane. You can't hear it, but I'm getting blasted. So there's going to be a significant opportunity for a potential counter trade of a buy signal on the bot coming up, okay? There is going to be one. And I will be taking it when the parameters are set. And also, guys, actually, I didn't even mention this at the start. I was supposed to. What you could do now on the website is you can now set up email alerts. So we have alerts in the VIP group, obviously. So if you come into this group here, this is our VIP traders group. You can go to the Trading Bot page, and you can actually set up alerts in here. So it sends you a message, and you can put them in the Bitcoin alerts or whatever. This is the VIP group, obviously. But what we've done now is we've set it up on the website that you can actually have email alerts directly to your phone. So I tested it earlier. I got an email alert saying the MDX Trading Bot is bought at this level or sold at this level. Here's the counter trading strategy you can use. So you can come here and sign up, guys, completely for free, by the way, as well. And I'll put that link in the description for you legend Arunientes. The UI on YouTube, man, like I can't actually make it into a pinned message anymore. Maybe if I click there, yeah, I suppose that works. Anyway, I'll pin the message. You can go set up email alerts at the moment. And guys, I'm not going to go into shilling too much because I want to get to the deep part of this video. But we do have a lot of open slots, guys, for trading sessions in terms of strategy trading sessions. We have 3 mentors, myself as well, involved. We're doing calls where we help people essentially come up with a strategy, come up with an idea, come up with a quantifiable solution to become more profitable in trading or actually more successful in this game. And we have calls open, guys. Obviously, this is to get you on a call so we can chat to you, build some rapport, and then eventually we can get you into the trading bot, which obviously makes me money, or you can show you the platform. Essentially, we're here to help you and then offer you services to make your life easier in trading. So that's basically what the call's about. And the strategy session is there to give you some free value, help you out, whatever. That kind of jazz, okay? So that's on book a call. You can do that in the link in the description. You go to the link, book a call. You can chat to me or my team, okay? The trading side. We're really building out an academy mentoring process. So if we get you on a call and you're like, I'm really struggling with this, we could be like, this mentor's for you. And then obviously we make money because you would buy the mentor. But it's to do with trying to connect you to make your trading game better, more profitable, and make you into a legend. So you can fucking chill out and party when you want. That's the game. So guys, we do have a sell signal coming up here, and we are coming into logical SR here, where the last buy signal happened. Okay, so this is really, really interesting, legends. If we do come into this pocket, you know, I'm saying devil level is 100% a buy at this point. Okay, so let's just go into the next trades. Let me clean up the chart, actually. Let's get rid of what auto chart tools we need, obviously. Let's get rid of the bot for now. Let's draw on. Okay, we'll go into the indicators in a second. I just want to see what. Yeah, okay, we're coming down to range lows as well on this, which is interesting to see. Just going to quickly flick through my indicators. Nice, coming to the same point. Okay, yeah. And let me just look at long to short. Let me just have a look at this because I had a big weekend. Long to short. Ooh, you naughty little shorties, you know. Okay, interesting. So, right, legends. Definitely looking to buy the devil level if we come into it. You can see we came into the first time. Massive jet off there. Resistance, support. Could actually be a little bit higher in here. So there's going to be a trade here, guys. There's going to be a buy trade between here and here. There's going to be a pretty nice opportunity to get into a bounce trade here, okay? And this will probably rally it back up to the Fibonacci pocket. And then there'll actually be a place to take profit or potentially short the market. There could be a few different trades here, actually, because you could get you're likely going to get the sell signal now. That's a counter trading opportunity. So flat, if you go by the MDX Trading Bot. No, not indicators, sir. We need to go Trading Bot. So if we get this sell signal confirmed here, which looks quite likely, actually, considering that the stop loss line is here, the Chandler stop. It doesn't mean it can't wick back up, but the Chandler stop is actually It's gone quite deep into it. So I'd say the probability of this closing is quite high. That means that flat statistical numbers that you have, it's actually gone up a little bit. So it's a 62% chance of winning because we had a few winning trades without countering. So this signal here, when this closes, if you click buy on Bitcoin, you have a 62% chance that the price will move up. Actually, not just move up, actually end up having a buy signal higher than the sell signal, okay? 62% chance. We're also coming into logical support here as well, which is interesting for potentially a bounce trade back up to fibs. Then you're looking at the EMA ribbons. I'll obviously bring those up for you in a minute. The EMA ribbons will come around like this, and then the bands actually as well. So it's looking pretty juicy actually for potential scalp long here coming up. And this is just by going by flat SR. I'm not talking about anything else. We're looking at the indicators, etc. If I get rid of all that, even by flat SR, there's a level here in terms of what we're looking at. I think it could, if it dipped a little bit lower, I'll be more intrigued around here. Between here and here, definitely an opportunity to buy. And I will look to buy that in my own strategy. So just telling you what I would do, not what you should do. So here, between here and here is a nice little area, guys. I do think that the devil level, if it holds up as well, this could get real juicy. Let me just whip out on the 4-hour. If the devil level holds, because we're looking at 666666666, this is essentially the swing low for, it's the inflection for many months now, okay? And if it does hold up here, then we are looking for potentially a short here, because it could come back down and then maybe break. Not saying it will, but it'd likely come back down a little bit. But we could be looking at some very, very broad, longer-term ascending formation here, guys. And if it holds the devil level decisively, I would probably say that I have to go by that right now. We have lost swing high and this swing high, so it's a little bit of a crack. But I would say that if we do hold the devil level decisively, this is what you're looking for if we hold the devil level. The faster we go back up, so if you come to devil level, if you go really quickly back up, that's a much better sign that then we're going to peter out, make another higher low, and then continue. If it comes down to devil level and it's very slow and it takes a while and we go up to like that and then it just, that would be, in terms of the posture of the market, it would look weaker. We've got to be careful with posture because there's a lot of nuance with posture with trading, because sometimes, it can look very, very, weak, but then you could have a complete change of a shift of anything. There's a million different things that could change, whether it's sentiment, things in global markets, anything can happen at any time in any market. And then obviously you have, because Bitcoin's so liquid, you can, trades can open within seconds. Which is obviously good and bad, but if you're on the right side of it, it's very profitable in terms of moves happening very quickly. The volatility is high. So guys, we're getting a nice little trade here. I do think there could be a buy trade between here and here. I think we're actually into that pocket right now. Let me just have a look at what the bot's definitely going to close out that very unlikely we're going to wick back up on this. Devil level's coming in very quickly. And then that there, coming up and popping above it, this will likely do something like this. Let's just say you get the bounce trade. And then this will be where you get the divergence like that, okay? That was what you're looking on the oscillator. So you have a bearish divergence here, which caught this. If you get that bearish divergence, lower high, that could be what we're looking at here. Pretty aggressive move, guys. Very aggressive. I do think there's a nice buy trade to be placed here. Let me just go through a few more metrics. So this is on, let me see where the bands are coming in. We're actually pretty much at the lower side of the bands on MDX Trendmaster, which I do think is a good sign. Devil level, Trendmaster. Also, the auto scalping, the Scalp Pro indicator is saying that the range low is here and the range high is there. So that could be another very interesting place to look for a buy. Let's go for a few more. Again, these are coming in quite nicely. And then the volume delta is showing some volume coming in between here as well. And there's more buy volume in terms of how do you analyze a volume delta. This is the sell volume. These are the buy volume nodes. You guys know the fucking node. I've been talking about the node for years. I used to literally scream about the node on stream after 25 pints, going crazy about the node. So, look, guys, I think we're actually up for a little long trade here. I do think this will hold, actually. If not, fine, get stopped out. We're looking at the next levels down. But if you lose the devil level, guys, if you lose the devil level, we're looking at 65,800, 65,000 on the dot, actually. 65,100 if we lose dev. And then we're, this area here is going to be very juicy as well. So I think it's here or there for 3 bounce trades on the way down. If you don't get any of them, well, let's just say you get the last one, then what you're looking for is to sell into the devil level, and that would be the short or the take profit trade, okay? So let's just keep this actually quite hot because it's quite nice being able to show you this in real time in terms of how I just do my process anyway. Let me get rid of Trendmaster a second to make this nice and clear. Yeah, so flat statistical basis, if this closes here, you have a 62% chance for the trade if you buy instead of sell for it to rally. You also have the Fibonacci pocket, which will probably be coming in. If you did say the devil level as the low, it's obviously not. But I'd say if you come in at the devil level, you're looking for the Fibonacci pocket here as well. And then we're in the bands. All looking pretty good. Actually, wait, I'll do that later in terms of the stock heat map. Why did that just turn on? Right, guys, in the chat as well, what the fuck is going on is like Mt. Gox. Look, I don't know about Mt. Gox. It's, for many, many, many years, everyone's been saying, yes, Mt. Gox, you know, they're going to start selling. You know, and then an article comes out saying that the guys from Mt. Gox aren't selling. The whole thing's just been a massive manipulation event for years. It's just, it's money market media. They're using this story as a way to either exacerbate the long side or the short side. And predominantly, it's been trying to push out the other side. It's been predominantly trying to promote fear into the market. Okay, and that's going to when you, the market's dumping, Mt. Gox is selling, yeah, whatever. Like, who the fuck knows? And then an article comes out recently when it's going up saying that the Mt. Gox sellers aren't. The market can probably quite likely absorb that type of Bitcoin. And also, where are these guys selling it? Where's the evidence to say they'll sell it on the open market? Why would they might go and sell it OTC? They might just fucking change the wallet address. They might just go on, you know, they might just go on a forum and sell it to some dude. Like, there's no evidence that it's going to be sold on the open market. They might even just transfer a whole lot of it into fucking goddamn some ETF. Anyway, so yeah, we're getting a bounce trade. We're getting a trade here if you got into it where the blue zone is. That's where the auto charting tool is. So yeah, this guy said, where is the long? So look, the long is here between this blue box and the devil level. There's definitely a trade to be made for a potential bounce trade here. This is a logical SR level. We've got the sell signal, which is likely going to close in, I got 25 minutes. If it wicks up now, fine. But then you would have been in the trade anyway. And then you've got also some confluent factors with the bands. EMA ribbons very, very far as well. Scout Pro saying in here. Price GBT is saying as well, right in there. Putting on all the indicator and we have volume. So yeah, I would say this is a good trade for the buy side. For a scalp long. Okay, I'm not saying fucking long term. I'm saying scalp long back up. And then you're taking profit at the 618 or the 786. I don't even have to think about, you know, where you're going to take profit because it's just going to be defined by these two numbers. If that's the low. And then there could even be, if you comes up here, there could then be a buy signal, and then we could get a Lord Dumpu short. Okay, and we all know the Lord Dumpu short. Those things are fucking aggressive. There could be another opportunity here. This is very, very lucrative price action, guys. And whether, you know, shorts go against you, you hedge against it with your long, etc. I got into a really nice counter trade here. Well, this is actually a re-entry trade of the short, which got stopped out. And then this is actually going to be a break even, probably most likely now. So it's overall, we did okay with that. It wasn't a winning trade, and I mitigated some upside, but it's, you know, because of the re-entry, it's pretty good. Let me think. If we come up now to here, this is beginning to line up quite nicely. Look, this one, it's like this. This carried on. I don't want to bring up the whole fucking Donald Trump thing because I don't care. I will take credit when it's true, and I'll also, when I make mistakes, I will openly say that I made that. That's not a correct trade. It's not even a mistake. It's just like, if there's a winning trade, I take the same amount of credibility and say, I don't try and... My point is this. If I win, I lose, it's the same. Okay? It doesn't mean there's nothing different between winning and losing a trade. Okay? It's the same as, I don't try and make up excuses when I lose trades, like say, oh, it was the Donald Trump thing that meant that I lost my trade. No, I lost the trade because the trading strategy didn't work out, because that's the game. If I win a trade, I'm not going to start blaming other things that, oh, I won the trade because of this. No, I won the trade because it's me. I lost the trade because it's me. That's my point. Fuck me. Why is it taking me so long to get to these points? If I win the trade, it's because of me. If I lose the trade, it's because of me. I didn't lose the trade because of Donald Trump. And there's a lot of fucking dudes out there who will just blame all their losing trades on the market. Oh, manipulation. Oh, this happened here. Oh, a market maker fucking did this. Oh my God, there was this big news story. No, it was you, and that was you only. So I'm saying, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that regardless of all that shit, now all that Donald Trump stuff's out of the way, there could be a nice Lord Dumpu short here. And I'll bring in the boys in a minute, because I'm going to bring in Will and Chris in a second. But this is, if it comes to here and we get one of these, green zone here, there could be another one here, which would be very, very nice. It's a pretty aggressive move to the downside, guys. But I am looking for a buy trade first. So buy, take profit. I would take 50% profit on this because it might actually continue. So if you buy here, you TP something on the 618, right? You TP something on the 618, and then you leave some of it on just in case this does continue very much higher. But then you could actually do exactly take profit, hedge a short against it, and then if it does want to move back down, you know, you could be looking at breaking this and then this whole structure going down a little bit further. I'm very, very on the lower time frame right now. You know what this is reminding me of actually 2021, I think. It is reminding me of that price action. And it did result in lower prices. Let me try and find it for you. I don't know if I will be able to find it because I'm on a lower time frame. Where was it? It was yeah, this is the price action here. So you can see how it's staggering, blow off top, break structure, lower high continuation on the downside. It is staggering up to look a little bit like that, but I'm not a fractal guy. I do not put any weight on fractals. I just think to myself what it might look like, and then it doesn't ever change my analysis. That was the short which we wanted to get, but I left that Fibonacci on there so you guys can see that. But let's get to the most recent price action, sires and sirs and sirettes and freaking goddamn squires. So it's staggering similar to that in terms of, yeah, we are getting, you know, these highs are slowly beginning to not be as high. Doesn't mean it can't continue later with a blow off top. It could do something like this and come back round and then bang. But I'm saying that if we do lose this level, there could be some interesting shorts to play, like we've already done so far on the last couple of weeks. Yeah, a nice little X as well on the 4 hour. That's a pretty good one. You know, the X's, guys, are just don't fade the X's. There's very likely you're going to get either a push back up or a push down on the next candle. And there's been a lot of, it's just usually going to get some sort of snap back to the other side. I'm just having a look now. Yeah, like every single time you're at least getting something. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not looking to change the trend with a TP signature. It can happen, but I'm saying they're not really for that. They're more for reversal plays. Back to the mean. So that's interesting as well. Down here, we're looking at where I said support before. So if we lose the devil level here, that's probably where we're going to come in for next support. So it's here, here, or here. That's the 3 bounce trades you're looking at for support beneath us. I'm just going to chart this out completely with you guys right now. So we're getting a little bit of a wick here already. You're going to see all the auto charting tools stuff line up. So that's where you got to remember, guys, this indicator essentially shows you where the support and resistance are automatically. And then, yeah. So, yeah, my point is this. If we do come down to this and we rally back up, I think there could be a nice short here. And I think, okay, the buy is now for sure. I think between here and here, there's a buy. There will be a short as well to take profit on, because what you're doing is you're buying here for the potential chance of continuation upwards, but then you're shorting here for the potential chance that this is actually the top, and then you're mitigating both sides of the story. So you're essentially, what you're doing is you're putting your pieces on the board in the correct place to mitigate and just essentially try and, the word is this, preempt the future. So yeah, I think this is really, really nice actually. This is going to offer up some good stuff for you guys. In the chat as well, tell me what you're thinking in terms of your long and shorts. I would actually say, you know, if we get the buy signal there, it's going to look pretty juicy, ledges. Let me have a look at some higher time frame metrics as well. CBBI is still, you know, it's flagging out. You know, it's definitely a bull flag here. You know, pole flag coming through. I think that is pretty much what it should be at this point, because I don't think we finished the bull market for Bitcoin. I'm going to higher time frame right now. I don't think we finished the Bitcoin bull market. I don't think we will. It can happen, and I think, you know, you can mitigate it out by losing around 48 and then 42 to say that's the line in the sand. But if we haven't hit 98 on the CBBI, I'm not, or 98 to 100, I'm not thinking that the probability is that the bull market's still on. It doesn't look to me like this would be the top of the bull market on the CBBI. That's fine. This is not moved, guys. The institutional amount of Bitcoin owned has not moved for a while, and that, you know, goes into what I've been saying for multiple months now, is that actually I think that the derivatives market is driving price action predominantly on the open market, and then the ETF market is actually following derivatives, whether they're FOMOing or getting fearful from what's happening in derivatives, okay? And we have quantifiable numbers and evidence to back that up via my indicator, which is in the crypto on-chain suite. So if you go to indicators, this is for you VIP members, go to invite-only scripts, or I've just got them favorited, and then you go to on-chain suite, and there's an indicator, which is the ETF, coming from the ETF's data into the indicator to show you what's going on with ETFs in terms of, is there inflows or outflows? I'll load it up for you now, but we'll keep an eye on the price. I wouldn't mind having a look at a bit of a lower time frame. So you click on this, guys, and you click on ETF. It might be on the other side. Let me just make sure. Social sentiment, total white bands. It must be in the other indicator. We've just moved it. We did a big update, guys, for you VIP legends. If it's in derivatives, I think we'll have a look. But we've changed the location of a few things to make it so it kind of makes more sense intuitively. And you can see as well, we've changed the order of the indicators. So Trendmaster, Wavemaster, and Auto Charting Tools are at the top for a reason. These are the flagships which we think that most people should use. And they're the ones which we put the most time and effort into building. Obviously, down here, you have the legacy indicators, which are the old school ones. You can use those as well, of course. They're all great stuff. But we've put a lot of work into Trendmaster, Wavemaster, and Auto Charting Tools. Wavemaster is this wavy-looking thing. The Wavemaster. So let me just whip up the ETF data, and we'll have a look. It will probably be better to have a look on a daily time frame just to get a bit more context here. But, okay. Actually, let's just do the 4 hour, okay? So, Leggies. ETFs, you can see price actions rallying. You can see ETFs have been moving down. And let me get the right time frame for you so you can get a lot of data coming in. I'm just trying to work out what would be the best way to visualize this for you, because I did a post about this actually the other day. I just want to make sure we get a lot of data onto the chart. So, legends, you can see price action here, massive move to the all-time high. We never ever got back to the all-time high on ETF data. So, if ETFs were driving the force of the market forward, this would have likely come to the all-time high as well. But the price action did, ETFs, the inflows of ETFs did not, and the price nearly did. So that's one example. Let's have a look on this as well. So it's a little bit cluttered, legends, but this is showing it a little bit better. Let me put this to the top for you. So you can see that, again, the price of Bitcoin, we had this massive ETF inflows, price of Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin was rallying. You can see ETFs have only really been reducing and having outflows. So the amount of ETF owned, or people buying and selling, or inflowing and outflowing from ETFs has been decreasing. But in the middle of that, we almost hit an all-time high again of this swing. You know, we never had that on the ETF. So the price action is driven by derivatives predominantly, and the ETFs are what are following it. And at this point, people didn't follow it. The price went up. ETFs did not go up. So you can get this indicator, guys. It's using live data from the ETFs themselves, and then you can track what the in and outflows are without just listening to some absolute, listening to some fruit bat on fucking Twitter or YouTube just saying, yes, the inflows are happening today from this number, and look at the price. Look, I want to see real quantifiable numbers, legends. Not all this bullshit stuff you see. Pretty decent wick on the daily as well, leggies. Can't lie on that one. If we do lose the devil level, I would say this could be a retrace down to 61. On the higher time frames, though, guys, just to make it real simple, there will be a buy at around 63,800. I do think that would be a nice trade as well for the upside. And then 61, yes, for sure. I'll be looking to get in there. Look at all that stuff there. Obviously, the devil level is a buy. So in terms of higher time frame, 63.8's a buy for me. 61's a buy for me. In here, maybe we'll have to look at the posture of the market when it gets there. And then obviously, I already told you guys that 52k would be a really good buy. That played out extremely well. That buy trade essentially was an amazing one. It front ran it it went to 53, not 52. But that's just the game we play. So we're not always going to get exactly the numbers. But I said 52 would be a great buy as support. And having mentioned that, this trade down here from the first short, because obviously I got a short from here as well, went all the way down. I TP'd everything on this area, and I told my VIP group that there's a good time to look to buy. It was in my VIP live session, and that would have covered as well. If you had taken that long, that would have covered the short I took here. And then anyway, I've already spoken about the short that I took here, which got covered by the long trade. And then obviously I re-entered here another short. So it's been a lot of fun, actually. I've been back in the market trading actively. It's been keeping me on my toes. It's been pretty fun. But down here was obviously another buy. This is the 63,800 region. Just telling you the levels that this will be another buy down here, guys. So if you see price action do something like this, can't get above the high, back down, flushes, you could see another buy trade potentially there. Not saying that's what I predict. I'm just saying that you have your parameters, you have your levels, you identify your levels, you prepare for those levels, and if the price comes to those levels, all you got to do is click a red and green button. Simple as that, leggies. All you've got to do is click a green and red button when you prepare. And if you prepare, legends, you will put yourself, I'm not even joking, and this is not going by statistical analysis, but this is going by experience. If you just do a little bit of preparation, 1 hour of preparation, and you level everything out, you chart it all out, and you're like, these are where I'm going to take my trades, and you stick to that journey, you are literally doing more than 90% of most people in this game, especially in crypto. You know, if you go to a fucking goddamn hedge fund and then you're chatting to those people, yeah, maybe they're doing a little bit of fucking looking into it. But in the crypto space, 90% of people, you're doing more than them if you just do an hour of fucking preparing and then stick to that plan. Okay, and I've just told you what my plan is. You guys can obviously listen to that. We'll go into other markets in a minute as well. I'm going to bring in the boys. I could actually bring them in. They're probably watching in the chat. I'm going to bring in Will and Viking in a second. But yeah, like this area here, Leggies, I'm looking for a buy here. This area here, I'm looking to TP that long. And then I will actually look for a short here as well. So if it comes to there, that's a short. It's a buy right now. I do think there's a long to be played. If you get stopped out, fine, next level, fine, next level. And then we'll have to see what happens up here. If it comes up and then can't break above it, and then we start making some lower highs, then potentially that could be the devil level, the bottom of the symmetrical triangle, and we could go lower. But I would say that if you were, okay, in terms of my prediction for you guys, I always give you, like, you know, my hunch. But my hunch is ultimately that looking at this market, if we're above the devil level, you have to stick on the long side because we haven't really significantly lost anything. Yes, we've lost this high here. It's 2 deviations of this prior high, which is textbook showing a little bit of weakness, actually. If you can't sustain the prior high, you are showing weakness. But the devil level, guys, is significantly, you know, juicy in terms of SR. So I'd say if we're above the devil level, I have to stay default that we are going to continue upside. The upside will continue. That's my default position. But if we come to here, we lose that, and then we come back to it again, and multiple attempts, and we lose it, then I will flip, and I will say, actually, I do think prices could go quite low, actually, in terms of quickly, because we've been building up a lot of momentum to the upside for a long time. The longer you stagger your way up the market, the faster it will probably jet back. And then, yeah, you got this level here, guys. If we do come like this, break through it, then you're looking for the short on SR at the dev lev. That'll be another trade. So I'm kind of mapping out every single trade into the future for you guys you can take. And that's what you really want to be doing consistently over every day, right? You want to do that every single day. Map out in the future. So yeah, we can see here as well, we are below the EMA ribbon. Obviously, you know, the back-tested data on this is still positive. We'll see if we get a jet back up, but this would be another thing where it comes around like that, the EMA ribbon. You come into that, you get the buy signal on the bot. You know, this could be with a Fibonacci in here. There could be another Lord Dumpu short here to be played. But right now I'm looking to buy here, between here and the devil level. So that's the trades. Now, let me I want to bring in to this call. Oh, I'm on Zoom, sire. Let me put Zoom up here for a second, and let's get rid of that. That's all the thumbnails. Let me see if why has it logged me out? Why did it log me out, bruv? I was in Zoom, and now it's logged me out. And now it's going to be all... Right, okay, I got to log back into Zoom. It's going to be annoying. It's going to do all this shite. Okay, yes, log me back in, sir. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get Zoom set up. We'll keep the charts up. And then I'm going to bring in the boys. So I'm going to bring in Chris and Will. I'll actually message them as well. So I'm going to continue with that. We log into Zoomy. And guys, in the chat as well, blast off your questions. We are going to do questions in this stream. I'm going to probably do like a couple of hours of questions, actually, towards the end of the stream. And I'll just chill out with you guys and answer questions. I'm just going to make this meeting... Hello, it's me again! Hi! Double whammy of the MDX. Join with computer audio. Get rid of that. Doing it all on stream, leggies. All right, let me make a link for this. Participants, copy invite link. I'll get these boys in the group. Whack that on that like that. Get the Viking in. So wait for these boys to join up. We'll get their charts flowing and flexing. Let me make sure that that's not actually doing that. Let me get rid of my screen. Doing a little bit of a commentary here, aren't we, sire? So yeah, those boys can come in when they want. I'm just going to leave that open. And they can join that chat whenever they want. And then when they do, they can chat. Because I think we've got it set up so they can hear the desktop microphone. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. I'll wait for those guys to come in. And we'll keep an eye on this buy trade. Because I do think the long's coming up. You guys in the chat as well, all smash the like button. We've only got 72 likes, legends. So I'm a little bit upset about that. You know how it upsets me. You know, I need a little bit of dopamine. When you dopamine me, I will stream for longer. If all of you desecrate that like button, you know the way this goes. That'd be great. The more likes, the better. The more people watch the content, the more people find out about trading Bitcoin, the more people trade Bitcoin, and then the more likely Bitcoin is to rise in the future. Yeah, the long setup is here. So I've literally said it about 5 times. So you see this pocket here? That's the first area where you're looking to get a buy. But I would say also the devil level is here, the yellow line. So I would say between here and here would be a very nice entry. Whether you have to wait for it to actually bottom out, that's down to essentially waiting, patience, stop loss management, risk management, and then re-entry if you need. Like sometimes you do get stopped out a few times. I got stopped out on this trade and re-entered a short here, and I had a short before that as well. So obviously you got to be, identifying exactly on the lower time frames those scalps if you're going for a scalp trade up. But I would say that the shorts, are only going to come in. You're not looking to short this right now if you break through and then you come back up into this region. So there's no short here. The only thing you can do here is look to buy, and it will be a long trade up. We will see something. If we get an X, it will be very, very good as well. And we also have this signal. So when this closes in 6 minutes, so this is going to close in 6 fucking minutes, okay? When that closes, if you just hit green, when it closes, you have a 62% chance, statistically back-tested for the last 4 years. Let me check. It's getting on, though, because we're like, 24's cracking on. So it's since 2020. So we're almost 5 years of back-tested data to say that if you counter trade that sell signal, you have a 62% chance that the trade will go, the counter trade will win. You can go and read about this on my thing, guys. And like I said from the beginning of the stream, you can now get these emails, notification alerts from the MDX Trading Bot. So when the MDX Trading Bot buys and sells, you can click this button here, and it'll actually send you an email just saying, yo, it's bought, it's sold, here's the counter trade opportunity. And you can do that all completely for free, Legends. You just need to go to the pinned message in the chat, mdxalgo.com/tradingbot. And if you haven't gotten a free account, because obviously you need an account, but you can sign up for this for free. So you just basically use your email, make an account, and then that email will be used to create the automated message. And I've set that up for me. I actually use it on Discord. So I used to have it in all the BTC signals here and the MDX Trading Bot signals area. But what I've done is I've actually put it on my email. So I do think the email side of it is a little bit more, intrusive in terms of it will just be, if I'm on my phone, Discord ain't going to blast off, but my email, I'll see that. So that's why I'm doing it. So we have some predictions here. This is what our guys in the group are saying, coming back down to around here, which is a very plausible scenario from a bounce trade off DevLev. I would say that this is looking good, but we need to get the boys in. I'm going to message them again. Let's get these boys into this chat, Leggies. But yeah, what we're really waiting for is to see if we get the bounce trade here, guys. That's the trade right now. Someone will infinite resources wants Trump's Bitcoin support to look bad. Yeah, whatever, Bobby. Like, there's no evidence to say that. And also, what's the point? Like, it's not going to change the reality of the situation. Yo, join when you want. I'll say the same to Will. Join when you want. It's still a little bit early. It's only 9 p.m. here, actually, Dubai time. So maybe in a few minutes, a little bit later, we'll get these guys to join up. So we've got Kevin in the chat. That's what I've been sniffing since Trump's speech. Derivatives trying to push the underlying. Yeah, guys, look, it's nothing to do with this. Is to do with all that. Like, okay, even if it is to do with that, there's no evidence. It's not quantifiable either. So what's the point even thinking about it? Just look at the chart and play the levels, because you're going to get into the right trade eventually if you just look at levels. Levels are going to get you into the right positions. The goddamn news and the fucking money market media are not going to get you into the right position. Don't bother with it. Like sometimes there's going to be events in the world that will essentially mean that the market price of things will shift, okay? I'm not saying in each direction. There's things that's going to happen in the world that are going to shift the price of assets, okay? But the point is this, is that if you're consistently waiting for the thing to happen to shift the price of assets, you're never going to be in early. You're never going to be able to front run that. You're never going to be able to get into a trade. It's not a strategy. It's not a leading thing. It's not a leading indicator, okay? So what I say is this, only trade the fucking basis of the numbers, the charts, and the patterns. Play the fucking levels on your chart, okay? And then, yes, sometimes an event might happen and it might mean your trade is not successful. Sometimes an event might happen and it makes your trade more successful. So it's not about trying to think about that. I'm getting blasted on the messaging right now. yeah, so it's not about all that. It's about looking and like the amount of trades I've got into where I've been in a position and then something happens in the money market media, an event happens, and then it just exacerbates the winnings of that trade is far greater than a trade that goes to a loss, because guess what? 1 or 2% stop. The stop loss is the insurance against the thing that happens in the world, which you can't foresee. The trade itself, guess what? When it does go your way and an event happens and it moves the market the right way, you ain't got you're leaving on upside potential. You're stopping all of your gains out. You should always only be taking up to 75% and leaving the rest and then putting into stopping to break even. That's how you let your winners win. You don't let your winners win by TPing everything out. That's why I hold Bitcoin spot. That's the open long. That's the long-term long. Because upside is obviously, by mathematical equations, has to be more profitable than downside. Because of calculus, you can only go down 100%. You can go up hundreds of thousands of percent. Obviously, that does actually, you have to take into account that whichever denominated asset you're going through. So, as it rallies, you make more US dollars, you make less Bitcoin. If it goes down, you make more Bitcoin, less US dollars, okay? So it depends on what you're denominating in. But ultimately, it does actually, the universe come to the same. But I'm just saying that if you bet on growth and you bet on positive growth of something, you have a higher potential chance of becoming wealthy, because the success of most things is actually based on the price being higher. So that's something you can take into account. Okay, guys, we're really moving back into this now. We are really moving into this. We're getting a nice big move. This is going to be juicy as hell. We're looking at wiping out now a good chunk of fucking change here. This is a 5% move within hours, like a couple of hours, and this has taken multiple weeks to get there. So this is looking pretty interesting, guys, for looking at, a potential buy here. And then I think if this rallies back up to here, we could be looking at the actual Lord Dumpu short. This one here, to go back to tell everybody what I'm saying here, like I said, the game is not always going to give you what you want. I got into a really nice short here, TP'd all of it here, told my VIP group to get into potential longs for an upside move. I then thought that this could be the Lord Dumpu short, which we already stated on Twitter. Let me show you. I thought that we could potentially get this, okay? That was the idea, the premise of the trade. In hindsight, we didn't get it. I got stopped out, actually. I lost 1.3% on that trade when it rallied up here. And then I got the re-entry short here. And then I'm out of that trade as well in terms of TP. So now I'm not in any longs or shorts. When this closes, this is out. This trade is out, okay? So maybe, legends, what we're looking at here, this wasn't the Lord Dumpu short. This is the one which went essentially against the short. But now, if we come to here, then we do that green buy signal here, that could be the Lord Dumpu short. And I would definitely look for a short here. But I'm looking for a buy right now, guys, just to be completely honest. And that was a buy there as well. And that would cover up a lot of exits. That will cover a lot. If you buy here, up to here, short here, this is what the game's all about, because you're really in a nice position here for potential massive decline or massive push higher, and you're going to be exposed to both sides of it. So that's the way you want to play it. It's essentially just playing chess. Don't play ads to my community. Why is YouTube playing so many new adverts now? Are you guys noticing that on YouTube? They're blasting adverts way more than they used to. So yeah, there's a real nice area here. Up, down. This would be, obviously we don't have to get it. We could lose this level, but I'm saying that these two trades here, buying now, selling into this with shorts, that's going to really cover a lot of routes here. And there could be some very, very successful, juicy trades. Not saying that will be. I'm just saying that there could be a lot of opportunity there. We got to wait a whole day for it to jump 3K. But the afternoon doesn't even begin yet. And it can just ease just like that class manipulation. Yeah, dude, just like manipulation is not a word in the vocabulary in this stream. Anyone who buys and sells at any level, at any amount they are buying and selling, is manipulation. If you buy $1, you micro 1 trillion %, 0.1 trillion zeros %, you manipulated the price. If you buy $1 of Bitcoin, you are very, very, very insignificantly manipulating the price. If you buy $100 million, you're manipulating the price at a higher level. Buying and selling is manipulation. It's just you are manipulating the price. You can't buy without it going up in price. You can't sell without it going down in price. So manipulation is a load of bollocks. We do not talk about manipulation. You must leave the stream if you speak about it, because that's not what we play. We don't play the game. We don't say this is because of manipulation. Now I'm going to change my strategy. No, the manipulation is irrelevant. We play the levels, we play the strategy, we play the things that work, we backtest the things that work, and we get confidence in the things that work because we have the numbers and the statistics to back them up. We're not there to be like, oh, now it's going to suddenly be all manipulation tomorrow, so now I'm going to completely change what I do in my day-to-day strategy and do this now, and that's going to make me money. That's not how you're going to make... That's a load of bollocks. Manipulation can happen because everyone's manipulating the market. And also, manipulators are fighting each other. Like, Asia are fighting America, and fucking Europe's fighting goddamn Australia. Whatever. Like, everyone's trying to manipulate everything for their own willful greed, which is fine. It's an amoral market. But, like, it's not... We don't talk about that. We play the levels, we play the strats, we identify the parameters that need to be met, we wait for the price to come to us, and then we hit the green button or the red button when those parameters come to us, and we don't listen to any of the bullshit. We don't need to hear it. It doesn't achieve anything. All you're going to do is waste fucking time reading fucking news articles about what someone has written to try and manipulate you. The money market media are not for you, they're against you. They have an agenda. It's not them trying to give you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you the exact buy. No, they're not. They don't want to give you the exact buy. They want the exact buy. So all of that shit's just going to cloud your judgment. You're going to put too much effort into things that don't matter. You're not going to look at the real things that matter. And you're not going to stay objective and stay consistent. Because you're going to just be wishy and washing by the emotion of the news article that you read. Oh, now it's this. Oh, now it's that. Oh, now it's this. But Bloomberg said this. Oh, and fucking Reuters said that. No. Guys, I've been doing this for long enough just to be a hard stop no. Do not fucking do it. You will waste your fucking time. Yes, if you enjoy it and you like reading and you like the idea of the sentiment and you like the idea of the general market progression and what's happening in the market, yeah, read about that shit for your investment in it. If you're investing in it and it's a long-term fucking investment, then sit there and read about your fucking thing. It's just going to subjectively make all you're doing when you're reading a news article about an asset which you own is you're trying to reinforce your own subjective bias that it's good. And that's why it's enjoyable to read news articles about Bitcoin if you own Bitcoin. But if you don't own any Bitcoin, you couldn't give a fucking shit. You'll read something which you're interested in. There's no interest if you don't own the asset. And if you are looking at it from an external viewpoint, it's because you're either thinking about getting in or you're trying to look for a position to hedge against it and then look for weakness in it. But if you have an investment in Bitcoin, then fine, read the fucking news. And oh yeah, and pump yourself up with... Yes, this guy said it's good and I said it's good, so now it makes it feel better. That's all it is. All you're doing is just trying to, I think it's good. Oh, he said it's good too. Now I feel better. That's all it is. Just make the fucking decision yourself. Do your own due diligence and don't listen to anyone else. And then you'll have more confidence in yourself. You don't need to listen to anybody else about what they think about it or what they think. Just do it yourself. And if you don't listen to anybody else, when it's right, you become more confident. And when it's not right, you become less confident. And that's a good thing. Because the less confident you become, the more you're going to try and fucking make it right. And when you lose, you learn. So take the losses. And don't be like, no, but this guy in an article said it's good, but I didn't mean to buy it. I fell asleep and my fucking finger fell on the buy button. And manipulation came in and a robot controlled my brain. And I bought fucking... I bought Bitcoin at the wrong price. It wasn't me. But when I bought it, it went up. It was me. But when I sold it, it went up. It wasn't me. It was manipulation. Wasn't me, mate. It was him. It's not the opposite of integral. Not integral. Bro, I'm just making up words. It's what cowards do. Okay? Own up to your fucking shit. Own up to your losses. If you win a trade, it's your fault. If you lose a trade, it's your fault. That's it. That's the only way. And then don't listen to anybody else. Don't read. And okay, like I said as well, because I have family members who read the news and they love the news. And, oh my god, it's great. I do see there is a reason to understand the premise of the general market environment about reading lots of different things and making sure it's non-biased studies, or you're looking at it in a objective way. You're looking at lots of subjectivity and you're creating an objectivity through it because you're essentially broadening the amount of information you're getting from different parties. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's better when you come to trading and making investment decisions just to look at the charts. Only charts. I've been doing this for long enough to understand that if you think this is... Oh, but now the manipulation came in. They don't... It's the deep state said that now Donald Trump's winning the election. Now we need to move Bitcoin down because he's for it. And if Bitcoin goes down when Trump said he wants to make a fucking Bitcoin reserve, maybe the Bitcoin voters won't vote for him anymore because he was wrong. And then everyone in the taxi was like, yes, Donald Trump was wrong. And then when all the taxi drivers say it was wrong, then maybe he won't get voted in. Is that how we're rolling out here? Is that how we're doing it? Is that how we are doing it? No, dude. No, dude. We're not doing it like that. We are not doing it like that. That's not how it works. That is not how we're doing it, leggies. We are eradicating all that bollocks, and we are playing the levels. Now, I promise you, leggies, if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you know, probably someone will do this in the future. If you go back and watch all my videos, obviously, it just wouldn't be, obviously, time. Maybe an AI would do it. If you go through all the trades I've mentioned, I've shown you all the levels I've said. If you went back and you saw all the levels and all the fucking lines on the chart and the levels I was looking to buy and sell, fucking 70 to 80% of the time, it's going to be better just to look at the chart instead of, oh, but now this is happening, sir. Oh my God, like now the deep state are getting involved. I heard that the industrial military complex actually are now getting involved and they've started mining Bitcoin with goddamn AK-47s. Anyway, we don't mention manipulation. Anyone who says manipulation in the chat, no, I'm going to kick you straight up. But if you keep mentioning manipulation, I'm going to kick you out because it's a load of bollocks. There's no manipulation. Everything it's not that there's no manipulation. It's just that everything is manipulation and everyone is manipulating everything in every market because that's all it is. You're just manipulating the price. Okay? And if you told me you fell asleep 99.9% of the time, it's bullshit. Ashley, you're pushing your luck, bruv. Ashley DeJaja, you German motherfucker. Yeah? You want to go? I'm going to scapegoat him and blast him off. Nah, I'll leave you in here, mate. Lost my trade because of Trump manipulation. Oh, God. I love the trolls. I love the trolls, leggies. Oh, God. We're getting the bounce of that area right now, leggies. Obviously, this is not much of a bounce, but if you zipped into a lower time frame right now, you would see that the price of Bitcoin is beginning to rally. So this is the line. Look, the devil level, man. It doesn't, because you got to remember, guys, like this might look insignificant, but if you just had a resting buy order at the dev lev, you know, you're looking at probably 1%. You're looking at 1.2%. This is the kind of shit that, you know, it takes months sometimes, bruv. Like, it takes months sometimes to get those kind of moves on traditional. Like, these fucking things, look, 0.4, yes, 0.9. Yay. 1.5% Meta. Big day for Meta today. I used to trade stock shares, indices. I've traded gold for 2 years. I've done CFDs, fucked around with Forex trading pairs. There is no point. If you do that still, I just don't get it. It's just a stupid thing to do. It's like, yes, I'm going to continue. If you're going to do S&P and fucking all that shite and the Russell and Dixie and look at all these bigger markets, just do an investment in it and just wait. Because, like, what's the point? You're not even going to beat it. Like, these hedge funds can't even beat the SPX. Like, it's mental. But you definitely can beat the market in crypto. We failed a spider line to hit that line to give me short bash later. Yeah, I don't know what you said. Escape the matrix. It's not manipulation. Welcome to the game of trading. Yes, it's not manipulation. But the thing is, it is. Everything's manipulation because any amount of money you buy is manipulating the price on some level at some fucking exchange somewhere on this planet. So everything's manipulation. I'm just saying that the excuse to say that you lost a trade was because of manipulation is cowardly. And you should stop doing it. You should say, I lost the trade because the trade was... You say, I lost the trade because of me. I placed the fucking trade. I lost the trade because of me. I lost the fucking trade because of me. I wasn't saying, but it was because of the Trump rally. I could have easily come on Twitter, legends, and been like, oh, I shorted my fucking goddamn buy signal, and I got stopped out at 1.3%, and then re-entered a short, which went okay. But I could have a million times been like, guys, the reason that the reason my short trade didn't play out and the reason that I'm not wrong and actually I'm right is because of the Donald Trump rally. And it's all because of Donald Trump. And if he wasn't speaking about fucking goddamn making a Bitcoin reserve, actually this would have happened and it would have been a successful trade. No, I didn't do that. I lost the fucking trade because the trade didn't play out. And that's it. If you make up bullshit fucking lies about how you lose trades, then you don't deserve your winners. You don't deserve them. Because I could just go, you could go like this. Oh, did you see that trade? I get people saying, oh, I shorted the top. I longed the bottom on this, Max. Look at this amazing long trade. I longed the bottom, and I'm up like 400%. I'll be like, there was just manipulation, mate, though. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, it was just manipulation. You don't deserve the credit. It was just manipulation. If you're using manipulation as a way to get out of losing trades, then I'll use manipulation on you when you fucking winning trades. Naughty little new traders. Naughty little Majas. Naughty little Mufasas. No. It's you. And only you. And stop it. You naughty little itty bitty bad boys. Right. How many of you... Okay, we've all done it. You know, I've been trading for fucking a decade. Like, We've all wanted, and you've all felt it, the subjective bias coming in, your fucking little reptilian bullshit monkey brain being like, but no, it's not me, is it? It was him. We've all blamed someone in our lives for something which it was actually us and we blamed someone else. You do it as a kid all the time. Like, kids and children always are trying to get the most amount of credit for the least amount of input and try and take as much credit from others from their input. That's what they're constantly doing. Like, not all kids, because some kids actually have moral, probably. I think we've got someone in the chat. I think Viking's here. But 1 second, Viking. I'm on a bit of a rant. I'll let you in a sec. So, in terms of, not all kids are doing it. Some kids might have a slightly better subjective moral bias. But I would say that actually doesn't really come into play until you're at least fucking, 10. Like, when you're, 4, just built into psychology, in terms of just built into animal instinctual psychology, where you're always going to try and take the credit because it's a survival mechanism. But I'm saying, that's what children do, right? They're just trying to take as much credit as possible from the things they don't do and try and steal credit from others who do other things. And that's fine. But don't do it when you're fucking 31. Don't even do it when you're 21. Just be able to give credit when it's due to somebody else who deserves it, and also be able to highlight the fact that someone did something good that benefited you in some way. And I promise you, if you go up to someone and say, I actually see exactly what you did, and I actually really respect the fact that you did that, and you deserve credit for what you did, they will probably be the first person that you've ever done that to. Most people don't, most men as well, especially, they never get any credit for anything. If you just go, and it's just being able to identify it. That's bro, what you did there, you deserve credit for that, because that was actually sick. You thought about it, and then it puts you. It's a humbling experience. But yeah, let's bring this legend in. Viking, can you hear me, mate?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Guys, can you hear Viking in the chat?
You need to turn sharing on, by the way, so I can share screen.
Oh, not this fucking bullshit again. Zoom.
It's not hard.
Let me have a look.
It's not hard.
Okay, let's have a look. Well, I remember last time we had a little bit of a whoopity wop from it, didn't we? Oh, here we go. Ask to start video? I've asked you to start a video there. Can you hear the Viking? Yeah, no. Everyone can hear you.
Yeah, you need to turn sharing on.
Okay, I have to go into settings. This is going to be great. When you're on stream trying to do it, it's just bruv, where's the button? AI comparison, captions, record this stream.
Okay, so if you click on the up arrow next to the share screen button, you can click on advanced sharing options and then tick all participants.
Oh, advanced sharing options and then tick all participants. You, Viking, are a wizard. And I have to give you credit when it's due, bruv, because you've been doing a lot of fucking code within some of these indicators, bro. And I'm very impressed.
I'm kind of autistic, so it's
It helps. Yeah,
it
autism
does.
is a definite help.
No, actually, I don't think you would. If you would, you even know if you're on the spectrum?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a lot of people who I think is I don't think you would ever like you've been told it. You've been told you're on the spectrum. You're not going to like analyze yourself and be like, oh, I did a test and I am autistic. All right, let me get you up on the
Yeah, it's
screen.
like people who are like psychopaths and sociopaths. Like they can't actually understand that they are
Yeah, exactly.
or something, right?
I think everyone can see that. Oh no, what have I done?
Just checking your,
I've basically
just checking. There we go. I can see that.
yeah, I'm trying to put it like good on the screen though because I've like messed it up. So like the top part is like not showing. There we go, and then we should be like that. So Viking, bro. Obviously we've been going on about it, but you got the CME up right now, right? You got Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's gone a bit lower. What exchange are you looking at right now?
Oh, no, just on Bitcoin Perpetual, like nothing too
But
crazy.
yours looks like it's flushed down a little bit further.
Now
Um,
all the perpetuals it flushed further than the spot probably
yeah, let's have a look.
because the longs were building quite a bit.
Let me
Um,
get on my charts.
I'm
Yes.
surprised they did it as quick as they did, but it broke literally right here. Like that was the break point that all of us in the chat who were in the Discord started like, oh shit, here it comes. That close, that sneaky little close there under what was that 63?
Sneaky little closes, mate.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about
So
CME,
that's like
man? In terms of not the
actually
dealers, not the dealers, just the chart. I was gonna wait for you to come on and do that because I saw you doing it in the chat in the group earlier.
yeah, so well, if you look at it right now, compared CME is compared to like Bitcoin spot, like Tether or USD. So what you'll notice is that the price is lower than it is on spot and lower than it is on perpetual. So this is a time, when we talk about CME being in backwardization. So there's two terms, contango or backwardization. Contango basically means in this scenario that something's trading at a premium or higher. And the opposite, when the institutions are pricing in lower potentially, they're trading at what's called backwardization. That's what we're seeing now. So they're trading at a lower price than the rest of the market. When typically, especially in this upside move from last week, there was a point or several points that were trading at $1,000 premium.
Yeah, I saw you mentioning it in the VIP group earlier. That's why I left it. But yeah, you've been watching Jay's RSI video. Backwardization. Backwardization, man. You absolute G. But yeah, carry on, brother.
Yeah, so I mean, all in all, the big thing here is that we had a bit of a gap going into the start of the week. Obviously, that gap is now cleared. The larger CME gap is still in below us pretty effectively from 66. Ooh, actually, I go a lower time frame here because it is pretty massive. But yeah, there's a smaller one here from Friday or from Thursday, Friday gap. So this is actually less normal when you see like a pretty big gap from day to day. But yeah, there's still like a local gap here. It's when you start talking about below this price, when you get down to the big CME gap down here at 60 to 60, like it's massive.
Yeah, I do
Uh,
think I think we're out of the territory at this point in the market cycle where we're missing gaps. I think the missing of gaps happens at
mhm.
the very first kind of impulse out of a bear market to a bull market. When Bitcoin obviously went
Yeah,
from all the way up to this first time it went to 60, 72 or 3K, right? That was the first big fucking it wasn't even an expansion because it wasn't new price discovery, but I'd say that the CME gaps historically only don't fill when you're in a bear market and you're beginning the next bull market, and then the probability is very high actually of them filling. So we'll see.
yeah. So I mean, like that's the big thing. We've got quite a bit of stuff to test below us. These last 3 hours of down candle, well, effectively since what is that 11 UTC? No, 13 UTC when we had that close from that nasty little close there. We've been in a massive like capitulation. So all of the stuff from Friday completely wiped out in one fell swoop, really. So now
Where
we're
your
talking about
okay, yeah. In terms of analyzing, I'm saying where are your levels? I've already blasted all my levels and said where I think the trades are at. I do think that if we get a bounce off the dev lev towards the high again, I do think the Lord Dumpu short could be pretty nice, and StuTube will be probably talking about that as well at the moment.
Yeah, so we did come back down to that 66.6 level or that area, really. As far as I'm concerned, that needs to be regained. So no upsize really potential with the really hard break that we had until you see weekly open regain. You're now losing structure. You've created a massive lower low that's broken all of the upside trend. So even on a bounce right now, you're still targeting technically lower
What do
until
you?
price has to come and like
Yeah.
reestablish support above the weekly
So
open.
where are your
Until that
levels?
happens,
So what, in terms of just like flat trading, where are your levels to look to buy and sell at the moment?
from right now, I'm actually looking for continuation on shorts from this structure. The levels that I'm most interested in are actually staggered. So 67.2, 68.2, and then where we broke down from was 69.2. So a little 1K step ladder. Because the interesting thing in this area, when you're talking at near 70K, there's quick math you can do to look for profit targets. Because at 70K or roundabouts, price movement of about $500 is a movement of about 0.7%, which means that we're liquidating 100x leverage positions. And $1,000 movement is approximately liquidating, moving 1.4%, which liquidates 50x's. So I'm seeing quite a bit of that right now as, taking out all the local leverage liquidity. The shorts and stuff from the highs are still valid and in place, and then higher time frame is still in place. So everything here is now, since we've broken that major structure, I'd probably want to see us start to settle back down to retest stuff, probably closer to 63.4, yeah, 63.5, 64K back in this zone. Because if we break
Yeah, I'm
this
looking for
level,
something down there. Definitely a buy for me down there.
yeah,
Um,
if we get another push off, because if we lose this, we actually break the macro upside priority. And then we're talking about 60K retests, like
yeah. Then
61K,
we're gonna
60K
go.
retests.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun, man. Well, we don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We just got to play the levels. But I think so. You're to get it clear. Um, you wouldn't look to buy. So you're not looking for a buy trade now, and you're looking for it to, if you wanted to actually start a short at around 68,200. Is that where you would look to place a short trade?
Well, we're actually all in shorts. Like I think us and everybody else in the Discord. I've got part of one. I think Stu's got one from 69.4. I've got one from a little bit lower, 69.2. When we started doing the flip here, but
Yeah, but I'm talking
this
in
is
terms of going forward because I've already showed all the prior trades and I'm out of my short, which was at around 60,
okay.
68, 9. I'm saying like going forward because yeah, we can all be in positions now, but I would say that retest of the high when we came up, it's still quite a risky time to look at a short position. I would look for more of a
Yeah.
retest of it, but I would say because of that area of resistance, I did look in the chat earlier with StuTube with his his little lower time frame strat because he's obviously on lower time frames. If you're scalping lower time frames up there, then fine. But for me, I would say that move we had just back up was a little bit, to fire off a short into that. For me, it's not really happening. But
It
I
ain't.
already
Yeah.
had one from that point anyway, which got stopped out basically at a profit when we went from the first initial back down, and then we went back up.
Yeah. There is a regain level that I'm interested in getting back 67.6, getting back above the June level. There's a potential regain to go higher, but we're playing out a massive 4 hour bearish divergence. That's really good, flushes
Oh
all the way
yeah,
down.
oh yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly look on my
Yeah.
chart. So you're looking at you're on Wave Master, yeah? Is Wave Master
Yeah.
showing a bearish divergence? Let me have a quick look.
Yeah, I did on the
Yeah, that's
previous
actually
4 hours.
big. Yeah. So it actually happened perfectly at the top of this candle here. Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly just analyze this a second. So yeah, I can see what Stu's doing because he's looked at this 4 hour and he said, okay, look, here's resistance we've come into on auto charting tools. He's on the lower time frame scalp. Actually, you had an X as well on the 4 hour, which is great on Trendmaster. But you're saying that on the Wave Master indicator, we do have bearish divergence. We had a bearish divergence here, which played out coming back, and then we have this one here. It hasn't even moved. The actual oscillation hasn't even moved that quickly back down. So it's actually the beginning of this. So it could actually do
Yeah.
something like that, and then that begins to curve back round, and then that's actually when you get the move. That for me is the next short. There's no short here, obviously. We can't take it, but there's a buy here, I think, going up to around the 618 or the 786. Like, StuTube's going to be banging on about this in the chat, obviously, but if we come up to here, that's when I'm looking for a potential short. And if we get a buy signal on the bot, that'll be fucking delicious. I'll bring you back in.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that there's a good argument for some kind of bounce play, at least on a lower time frame. It's just the violence to which we have done this downside move, like the quickness that we just flushed like a billion in open interest or something crazy. It just means to me that like, yeah, that's the biggest flush out we've had in the shortest amount of time since basically since we bounced at the lows. So shit's definitely changing. Now, does that mean we have to break the lows here? It's like no. It
I
just
haven't
means
lost it. Yeah,
that
we
the
haven't lost Devlet.
likelihood,
Yeah, we want to jump ahead.
yeah,
Like things are looking like they could change, but it's not like actually anything's changed because we're still above Devlev. The only thing I would say though, I'd agree with you on, is that we did break the prior high. So the prior swing high of that move, we are below that now. And historically, if you look at any chart, a billion years, usually the most bullish charts are the ones which rally. They make a high, they nuke, and then they come back up, and then the SR support is on the actual high of the prior move. So you can see that we've now gone below the prior swing high, which is one thing I would say is a cause for concern for bulls. But I'd say as long as we're above Devlev, I'm staggered still saying that as long until proven otherwise.
yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like if we just do a continuation dump, like it starts to get more hairy if we actually do the bounce back up. If we do a fake break
Yeah, yeah,
back
yeah, yeah,
before, and
yeah,
we
yeah,
start
yeah.
kind of crabbing. If we start crabbing down, we're gonna break that,
Well, it's just this,
right?
isn't
But
it?
if we just,
It's just this, bro. Like we
yeah,
all know this. Like this is the first move out. If you were looking at the chart
yeah,
invertedly, you wouldn't be saying, okay, now it's over.
mhm,
You would say, actually, we're likely going to come back here, and if we get a higher low, then that's the move. And like this is exactly what nothing's really changed significantly on the chart. Like this is the level for sure, the Devlev. We come into here. If we hold a higher low, if you were looking for a bottom trade, this would be what you're looking for, and then you'd see it again here, ascending triangle, and then boom. So yeah, I agree that there is something happening in terms of a dump, like fine, like this. But I'd say the Devlev is really where it's at, and that's the beauty of inverting the chart. It just completely, because everyone's trying to pop top. Everyone's trying to fucking time bottoms, bro, in this game, because everyone wants to get into the thing early and then watch it rally. So if you just invert it, you can see that this to me is a much clearer chart actually than this. For most people, I think they'll be the same.
yeah. And I was just looking at Trading Light too. There's a lot of resting orders that have come in to
Yeah, bring it up,
support
man. I'll have a
price.
look at trading. Trading light is a.
The
I think Will probably do that though. He loves it. He's gonna come in a minute, isn't he? We don't want to steal his thunder, but anyway, we can show. We can
That's all
show.
right. I can steal his thunder.
The Viking stealing people's fucking lives with his big guzzling guns.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, what we're doing, I mean, this is just another way to view the charts. This is basically we're looking at resting orders, right? So the order book itself for Binance perpetuals. Now, the big thing here that we got to remember that the order book means absolutely nothing in comparison to order flow. Order flow is still like the truth, the way, all that jazz. We've had quite a bit of pushback down to try to hold the structure. Nothing's been holding it, and we're now at a point where there's several hundred Bitcoin stacked on both sides. I've got presets. Basically, it's like anything over 200 Bitcoin is actually showing pretty heavily in the local structure, but we're kind of like right smack in the middle of a squeeze scenario. So it looks like they're kind of bent on holding price. If there's going to be a reversal, I'd want to see price coming back above 67.2, really, and then we see some removals of resting short orders above us, and then we should be seeing something like, price comes up, does that kind of like nasty retest, and then we start retesting stuff higher. Like that's the only thing I can really see. But right now, with so much downside priority, the real gains are establishing a back above 67K and then 67.2 to see if we get a retest up at 68 and 68.2. But that step ladder is going to work perfectly on the way back up too. So what's the local level of gain for some upside? 67.2K. What's the next one? 68.2K. What's the one above that? Like all the way back up at the highs, getting back above 69.2 gets you back below the lows. So it's going to be the same step ladder up as it, basically falling down the stairs down that we did. But
Yeah.
definite downside priority in the local structure. Just
Someone asked me where I bought
failure.
my hat. Bought them in Universal Studios in Japan. Yeah, so these hats, legends, I got 7 of them, all different. Bought them in Universal Studios Japan because they just had such a great variety of the buckets, the bucket hats, the buckets and bummies. So I'm wearing them every day until I get my haircut.
Yeah. So let me see. So the big thing with this move, what we've actually done is, so think about how far we've gone down, and then we think about the structure of the lows. So like in this area, Where we've actually come down is we've gone to exactly 1.4% from like the low structure that you wanted to see held. What this means is all of the 100Xs and 50Xs from basically 67.3 and above are completely and utterly taken out, which is a lot of traders, right? A lot of guys 100X, 100X, a lot of guys 50X. So with that, now we can see, okay, what's the priority here? Well, we see, 41,000 traded, 55.7K more Bitcoin in the short. Same here, 6.2, 1.8, lots and lots of massive slam shorts. So we're looking at order flow, like where the actual orders are entered. All of these guys are being taken out, right? All of these longs, but there's a lot of shorts in here. So if we do have that regain, where can we expect that to go? Like you're probably looking at a target back up to 68.2. Let's see. Yeah, so 67.9 is likely, if we get a local regain, is where you'd want to see going back to, because all of the long liquidity has been mostly taken out now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just doing something.
Yeah. So even here, like look at all the 4 hour. It's an easier way to look at like where the actual stuff is. Where's all these massive orders? Well, that little white line here, 67. We call it 67K, right? So if we do start closing back above this stuff, all that liquidity is going to provide a move back up to like, what would we say, 67.9?
Yeah, I'm just showing everyone my hydrogen. Fuck. I'm showing everybody my hydrogen water bottle. And look at that. You put water in it.
Is that a thing? I saw those commercials. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I did a deep dive and it looks pretty sick. There's a few big health guru guys who are doing it, and I got the Echo Go one. And I've been doing it for about... I had another product, but I bought this one. I'm just showing everybody. And yeah, this was a really good one. Just 10 minutes. It's got some of the highest ratings in terms of the amount of hydrogen. It gets rid of all the chlorine as well. Filters them out. And dude, I've been doing it for like fucking... Because I do loads, I do like 40 or 50 different supplements like every day now. And I can't lie to you, like I feel like the water is essentially just like more hydrating in the fact that it kind of, sometimes when you drink loads of water, you just have to go for a piss. I just don't go for as many pees. Like it just stays in you. And then you put a little bit of Himalayan.
Feel like you're getting...
Yeah, Celtic salt or Himalayan rock salt.
Yeah.
And it just hydrates you better. And there's so much evidence, mate, with hydrogen. They use it in fucking so many things, and they put it in your nose when you go to the hospital and you put those things in your nose. Like everyone thinks it's just oxygen. Actually, it's like most of it's fucking hydrogen. So it's pretty interesting. Anyway, I cut you off, bro. I got distracted.
No, that's all right. No, so basically that was really
show it off.
I mean, just looking at the order flow here, right? There's a lot of shorts locally that could be taken out if we have a localized gain on lower time frames, like regaining even just 67K. I'd want to see an expansion from that to take us up to 67.9.
This guy said, "You need minerals, sir." I do. I put salt in it as well. But I take like fucking... We're actually getting a nice bounce off this Viking, this area. In terms of this area being where you're going to expect to see a move back up. So we'll see how this wick goes. Let me go on the lower time frame. Yeah, and also Viking as well. You know all about this, but this signal here is another good confluence factor, because it's a 62% chance to be a counter trade back up from when you get this signal, and because it's come down so fast from where the stop loss is, auto charting tools. We all know this indicator. We built it. Has got support. We're in the bands as well. The bands are very stretched, and we're a long way away from the ribbon. So that again looks to me quite overstretched. The momentum isn't really there yet. You would like to see it a lot further down, but again, you would also like to see it do something like that and then have some sort of divergence on it for the upside. But yeah, man, look at price GBT as well. It all stopped around here. Interesting. And then volume node as well. Anyway, again, back to, do you want to add anything else to order flow and volume in terms of the order books?
No, I mean that's just really it. I mean, I hope people take this to heart. Like the numbers you look at from the lows where you want to take entries is that you take profit at 0.7 and 1.4% of price movement, because that's where counter liquidation levels are. So the idea is that you're taking profit when other traders are also forced to exit their trades, which means you're taking profit regardless of size then into liquidity, which is good, right?
Sure. I'm just seeing if is Viking in here. I mean, is Will in here yet? I can't actually see. Fuck it, we'll just chill. Maybe send him a message, bro, and we'll get him in now. But in terms of the dealers, nothing's changed. I already checked. It's nothing to talk about, really. They're just more short than they are long, which is, like I said from before, it's generally if they are long, then it's like the probability of us being in a raging bull market is higher. But because they have that big exposure to shorts, it just means that I don't think, when they flip to longs, that's when we're going to be like, okay, up only kind of a territory. But right now we're going to have some probably chop. But this is the level, guys. In the chat as well, tell us what you're doing with your trades. What are you doing with your trades? Are you long? Are you short? Put in the chat right now, long or short. And when I say long or short, you obviously can be both. But I'm saying, what are you more exposed to? Are you more exposed to the long
net
side?
Net long or net short?
Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth, sir. And my hydrogen water is almost ready. Hello, sire. You know what I mean? Short, long, short, BH. What fucking? Who's trading BCH anymore, dude? Just stop it. It's just a load of nah. Like Roger Ver, everything he did in the community and Bitcoin and everything, and him being at the beginning was epic, legend. Love to see it, but he lost a fucking big chunk of his net worth, bro. Like he could have been probably multi billionaire. I don't know where he is now, but he fucking put a lot of stuff into BCH in terms of trying to market it. By swapping his tokens. He had to be the guy buying the most of it, you'd say, because it's his thing. But that obviously didn't work out very well. I did 2 successful shorts. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so go for it.
Yeah, I think also I'm just looking at some of the liquidity pools or the liquidation levels. If we do have a continuation nuke, I would expect us to stop at 64.5, 64K, somewhere around there.
Was it again a capitulation nuke, did you say?
No, I said if there's a continuation, if we continue nuking, then I would expect us to get down to like 64.5, 64K for a bounce. Like,
well, you look at this whole thing
right now.
I think it's there. I think obviously here, I actually do think there could be something in here as well. I think 66,000. 65,100. I do think maybe there could be a bounce here, but I think ultimately this is the real key area, where you just said around 64K. But I think I think you should, in my way I look at it, it's probably a bounce trade here on the dev lev. And then if we do get this, then it's like that, most likely.
We lose that low at 64K, we're going to 60K. Like we're teleporting.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It will be like this, Chris. I was saying it on stream a second ago. Let me get rid of the Trendmaster indicator. If you look at this piece of price action from back in our past, our beautiful Bitcoin past, it's staggering up to be quite similar to this. I'm not saying it's the same, but I'm saying it's staggering to be quite similar to this. You get a big teleport, lower high, and then back down, find support halfway up it. And this is kind of a smaller version of that. It would not surprise me for it to happen. I'm not saying that it is going to happen. I'm just saying that it wouldn't surprise me, and I will wait until the market comes to me for the parameters that I have set to make a trade. But I would say it's kind of staggering up something like that, and you get something like this, like that, and then you hold up, and then you kind of, that would be, it wouldn't surprise me if you see that happen. Actually, I think probability could be quite high it happens, actually. But I would say I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's going to happen, so now I'm going to make these trades on the basis of what I think is going to happen in the future. No. Have your parameters set. Wait for the market to come to you. Don't be like, I think this is going to happen. Now I'm going to trade like this. No. Just sit there and be like, I don't know what's going to happen. I've got my parameters set. Once the market comes to me, the price comes to me, I'll place the trades on the basis of that. But this is a nice little zone. If we do, the bands are in here as well. So if we do get a pop off this, it's going to be nice, man. It's going to be there's a lot of it's back. Bitcoin's back. The volatility is back, which is great to see. And if we're gonna get,
I haven't looked at forever. Bvol.
Which one?
Bvol.
Gonna bring it up on your chart.
BitMEX. Let me
bring it up on your chart. I'm just about to drink my. I got 2 minutes left for my hydrogen.
Yeah, it's the BitMEX historical volatility index.
I'll bring you over. You're in. Yeah. Nice increase in volatility there, which is good. But it's nothing what we were back in April. I think it was April, wasn't it? We had some super volatility in April. But yeah, it's good to see it back in the game. What you usually see is, big oscillations, big velocity, big volatility, and then the spring needs to be rewound. And that's kind of what we went through. And now we're kind of coming back into a volatile stage, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment as well. Yeah, just invert the thing. I mean, it looks like we want to start breaking
Yeah,
above 25A. And if we do that, then we're likely going to see like massive volatility across the
it's gonna be fun,
space. So
man.
you get like, yeah, it will be.
I'm back for some volatility, man. You know, we've
Is
had
this multi-month range flag bullshit is like I'm tired of it. Like it's fun, like it's pretty decent to trade, but I just
yeah,
get
I'm a
bored
trend
with
guy. I
it,
love
you know?
I love trending markets. Like they're my like. I'm a trend guy. I've made most of my money in trend markets. I do enjoy the scalps and the shorts and the longs and going in and out, but they're never like, giga. We're changing our lives trades. They're always kind of like, oh, that's a nice little 20K. Go blast that on some cheekers in fucking Ibiza. Uh, but it's not like, oh shit, everything's gaining. Or it could be the other way around as well with shorts. I love like, when you're in a bear market and you're shorting each, failure of each high, and then it's like you're adding one short, another short, and you're compounding all of those shorts in. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, man. The dev lev is holding up. So I did say, before, I think this will be a good buy. There are people stepping into buy right now. Right, I'm gonna drink this. I'm gonna give you the stage. Actually, wait.
Yeah. No, but just looking at across some of the different metrics we've had, we were a little bit oversold in retail stablecoin demand. Let's come back to the 50 mark. 4 hour on the index is going back towards basically neutral. Asset flow is definitely down. We've had a negative asset flow for large caps for a while now. So for a couple hours, it's been actually breaking down before it actually happened. So we are overdue for a little pop here. If we just happen to continue, like bullish case scenarios, if we just happen to continue all the way back down to like 65, 64, 5, like basically to retest this structure, then without any major retest higher, then I would expect like that takes us right back up to the highs, potentially back all the way to attempt to break out of it. Like I'm not going to get overly bearish if the priority is technically still up on the higher time frame, which it is. It's just what we've done now on the higher time frame is we have to look at it like systematically, which is from the higher time frame, what did this breakdown do? We lost levels and failed the range. So you're technically looking for this as a bearish high time frame failure to break back down and make new lows because you've already lost the low structure. That's already occurred.
I just love it when you
So this,
speak.
oh yeah,
That was the most delayed oh
yeah.
yeah ever. You're like, oh
No,
yeah? Oh yeah? You
yeah.
like it? I like it when you speak, Viking, okay? It's like in that order my food.
Thank you.
I can order my food in peace.
Yeah. So, so 70K, like this is just you're seeing this is the daily resistance zone. This is where all the PTs were being taken. People were looking to add some shorts potentially to push price back down. We've got massive, volume gaps in this area where the market's just kind of capitulated, like on the way as capitulated. It just sent like full rocket through this area without retesting on any meaningful time frames. So the problem really starts to become like if we don't hold structure daily, 4 hour, that type of stuff, if we don't hold this structure, what's the likelihood that we hold down here at the July Q3? I'd say it's almost negligible. I would say the better option is to come back down and do the full Monty retest of the lows, potentially down to like 55K.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun and games, brother.
But I can't until we break the lows that we put in last Thursday. So like
I think it's the
64K.
fucking
We
dev lev,
can't.
man. Honestly, I think
Yeah,
if we lose the dev lev, I think that level you're looking at around 64K, that will be another bounce trade for me. And then if we lose that, yeah, we're going all the way back down to the beginning, high low from the
yeah,
bottom. It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
But
But
again,
no,
I
you're
say
right.
that,
I
but
mean,
I
it
don't
is
want to.
just right here.
I don't want to put in people's heads that we think that's going to happen. That's not what I'm predicting. That's not my hunch. My hunch right now above dev level is continuation up, actually. I'm just saying that if we do break the devil level, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for essentially bounce trades and then reshorting into the prior SR, which used to be support when it turns to resistance. You short into it, and then that could continue down. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us day traders on this channel.
Yeah. So all we want to see now is like some regains. We want to see some closes above on any time frame really. 67K, 67.2, and then we'll start seeing some retests closer to 68, 67.9, 68K, stuff like that.
Your big thick camo Crocs. How are your thick camo Crocs at the moment?
I need to get new ones. I've like nails and thorns on the bottom, and I actually stabbed myself.
Mate,
So
you should call yourself Crypto Camo Crocs Marine Viking. You should change your name in the Discord to that. It'd be hilarious. I generally think you should call yourself Crypto Camo Crocs Marine Viking. Like that's just everything about you in one sentence. Because you're in the Marines, you have camo Crocs, you think you're a Viking, and you love crypto. Like that's it.
well, I am a Viking. I mean, it's my ancestors.
Yeah. Okay. So you are. You do have camo Crocs. You are a Viking. You were in the Marines, and you love crypto. So everything is yes. Someone actually, to be honest, Viking, you'll find this funny. I was actually out on the weekend, and some chica was like, she was like, "Hey yo, you look like a Viking." I was like,
You?
"Yeah, me, because I got a big beard at the moment, and I had my hat down, and I was like." In this club, I was wearing another one of these, not this one, but I was chilling, had my hat down on my phone, and I think a video popped up of like something going on with like some dude with his shirt off, like eating like raw meat. And she was like, "Hey, you look like a Viking." She was like behind my shoulder. I was like, "Nah, I'm not a Viking." She was like Brazilian or something. Maybe she was just pissed, but like maybe I should be the new Viking. Call it Viking Crypto. And then we have Crypto Viking on the show. That would be silly. If we came in, this would be the most bullish scenario for Bitcoin, guys. If we came into this in terms of a pump into the 618 region, and then we just kind of begin some sort of stairway laddering ascending formation on it, and then this will likely get blasted. You got any open positions at the moment, mate?
I still got a bit of the short from the highs. I closed most of them, like 80% out of it.
This is nice though, 62%
Got a little
chance
moon
for
bag.
that.
I don't really close. It's funny. It's like I don't actually really close positions anymore. I haven't for a long time actually. I'll
Yeah,
usually close the majority of the profits. Like I'll take an aggressive first PT, move my stop up, and then
just
by the
leave
time
some on. Yeah,
PT2
yeah.
hits, I'm
It's just
like
hedge
40,
fund trading, isn't it?
50%
Yeah.
out.
I do jump in and out of that. I've got a few open positions from like 19k and shit, like on Bybit, but like ultimately for me it's more if I just want to get out and just travel or something, I just exit everything and then move back. But yeah, a lot of the time it's just in and out, but then leaving some percentage on the other side. And we all know this anyway, we've spoken about a million times, and we automate a lot of our strategy anyway, don't we? So automation's
Yeah,
a
I
big
mean,
part of it.
I'm majority bot trading. Like that's just
The bot.
the way it is.
The bot.
I know that I've got a bot that's going to do at worst it's going to do 40% a year. At best, it's going to do several thousand%, like 1,300%, like in a full bull run. So for me, it's all about hedging exposure on my bots when I'm
Let me
trading
read this.
manually, or it's most of what I do is just spot trading anyway.
Do you want to message Will,
It's less
bro?
stressful. Yeah, I did
Oh,
message
really?
him. I had no
Let's do
response.
some questions then. People were calling that 53k is the last time we're going down, but when prices fell like this, it isn't so impossible, is it? Well, yeah, of course. Like, don't listen to what people say. Bitcoin could there's a very easy case in my book of Bitcoin potentially going like 42. Like, it doesn't take a lot for Bitcoin to go to 42. Like, it literally, if we lose all the levels you see on the screen, the devil level is the first loss. Then we'll probably come here, maybe bounce off at 61. If we lose 61, it's one jet down to here to 52. Then we could just fanny around, and then it's not that. It's just a wick down, legends. Continuation of trend. We're consistently making lower highs, consistently making lower lows. You got a lot of guys on Twitter these days who I don't put any weight on, but they're saying like there's something like this, going along. Like, it does. A 42 would be my ideal case scenario for sure. Like, if we go back to 42 now, that's my. Obviously, like I said, it's not a prediction. I'm just saying that's my ideal case. I would love to see Bitcoin go all the way back down to 40 fucking 2k, because firstly, it's a great opportunity, but secondly, you also got to remember that if we go to 42 now, all the fuckers who bought up here are out, right? And they were buying when the thing goes up. So everyone who ends up being out on that move, they're the ones who end up then buying here again, and then this gives you more of a springboard. That's what a springboard is. That's why it's called a springboard. Essentially, you're winding the springs up because you're pushing all these people out of the market who have weak hands. When things go down, the people who are buying here are strong hands because inherently, if you buy when things go down, you're a stronger hand than someone who's buying things that go up. So all these people get wiped out because they're like, oh no, I missed it. Oh, fuck Bitcoin. I don't like it anymore. They then all miss the move back up because all the strong hands get in. And then guess what? They're just the fuckers who end up buying the next big leg up. So 42 would be the ideal situation for, pretty much everybody who's a bull on Bitcoin in general in long-term investment. But like, yeah, that's how you should really think about it. But a lot of people are like, no, it's gone to 42. I must sell now. I must sell at 42 because it's bad. No, I'll buy fucking 42. I'll do the opposite of you.
Yeah, don't ever. I don't know. I'm like religious about it. I don't ever sell at a loss if I've maybe gotten a bag overexposed, unless there's like some critical failure of the project, then you just gotta
That's
learn
more
to be
investing. Yeah.
uncomfortable.
If you're investing, then yeah, you buy
Yeah.
it and you say you hold it for 5 years in crypto, and if it dies, it dies. You lost the investment. I'm very similar with my investment strategy. With Ultra, I'm a bit like, if Ultra doesn't make a new high this cycle, I'll get out of it because then the trend's changed over a higher time frame macro perspective. If it macro doesn't make a higher high this bull market, then it is changed. It's very likely going to go into a downtrend over the next like whole cycle. So fuck that. Like with Bitcoin, you can be quite confident at this point that it's going to make a new high and very likely chance of making another higher low on a macro. So I'm talking like big time frames, which gives me confidence of holding it for another whole fucking cycle, and then potentially even holding a lot of the Bitcoin until we come back to probably 70k for the swing low of the next cycle. Do you know what I mean? 70k might likely be the low of the next cycle low of the next bull market cycle. But then it's if we say we don't do that and Bitcoin stops here, even though we already did make a high, let's just say Bitcoin 1 year, one cycle just doesn't even get close to an all-time high and begins to sell off, then you've got to say to yourself, okay, look, there's probably a better dynamic asset out there which is going to have a better asymmetric return because it's not uptrending on the macro anymore. But Bitcoin's very, very uptrendy. Over the last 10 years, it's not slowing down at this point.
XRP is coming to its like critical mass triangle, like its 6-year triangle's coming to a head, 7-year triangle.
It's such a bullshit. Like that blue line, I did this. Someone nicked this as a tweet because obviously they watched my fucking video. But like this line, it just articulates to you that this thing hasn't grown since 2017. If you had bought okay, let's be completely fair. If you had bought XRP in December 2017 here, you would be up. Like, let's have a look. 2017, you would be up right now 8.7% on your investment. Like, that's fucking retarded, Legends. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, if you thought it was a good idea to hold that since 2017 and made up 8% and still be ranting and raving about it going to $500 on your stupid little Twitter account, then I don't know what to say to you. You have to reevaluate your life because, like, Bitcoin since 2017, this is like, just what? Like, it doesn't even make the difference in the gain is just this is like 2,500%, and you're like, yes, my 8% still good. It's almost just like not even worth our time to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? It's just ludicrous, the whole thing, to say that I'm gonna buy XRP this cycle when it's in no uptrend, hasn't grown in fucking 8 years, and it's all owned. All the block producers are essentially banks. Like, just get the fuck out of my face. Like, it's almost just like annoying. It's just like ridiculous. I've been saying this for years anyway, but it's just, no, don't buy it.
DYDX is looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I actually have an investment in that. Let's have a look. I have a significant investment, actually. I bought it when fucking the thing hit, when FDX hit.
It's at its macro lows.
Is this the right chart? It looks a bit dire. Doesn't look great.
It looks dire for sure, but it's at its macro lows and it actually popped its lows on Binance. So the gain that matters right now, if you're looking for some kind of like regain to go higher, 1.5, well, I call it 1.45. Any gain of that previous weekly open effectively now says, well, where do we have to go now as far as a retest? Do we go here? Nope, it's already been tested. So we're likely to go see $1.90, $2 again.
Yeah, I'm just messaging Will.
Also, the interesting one too today is that Bitcoin dominance has been absolutely going bananas. So over 56%, but we're actually seeing it reverse very, very hard up at these high levels. And it's been uptrending for an extremely long time. So there's an overdue breakdown of Bitcoin dominance, which should then transfer into ETH alts potentially as a run. And
I'm going to clean up this
yeah,
chart.
we'll see what happens with that.
Just going to remove all the drawings on this chart and just leave the auto charting tools on. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been uptrending for a while, and I don't think it's over yet. I don't think it's over yet.
No.
I think I've been saying this, like, dude, you know what I've been saying. I've been saying it like every fucking day in live chats. I've been saying like there's two ways you need to look at this market, and like historically speaking, Bitcoin always goes first, and it's a black hole of liquidity for all the altcoins. Like, because when Bitcoin starts moving, because it has the most pairs, the highest liquidity, the most volume on the most exchanges, the thing is, when Bitcoin begins to move first, because it will do, because the money goes into it first, everyone else in their altcoins begins to buy more Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin even goes into an even more crazy upcycle because everyone's selling their shitty alts which haven't moved into Bitcoin to catch that train. Bitcoin then blows off, and then we obviously see the rotation. Then all the Bitcoin which has been made, all those gains, everything which is going up, then gets cycled back into alts. Bitcoin either goes down or flat for a bit, and alts pop off like massively. But the thing is, a lot of people are buying all these altcoins now, and yes, they probably will have a better percent gain in the long run, at the end of the whole game. But the problem is, if you were in Bitcoin now and Bitcoin goes up massively and then everything else nukes and everything else... So if everything else is nuking, all the alts, and Bitcoin's rallying, there's a huge opportunity cost to be sitting in that alt, because you could 4x your amount of Bitcoin, or the amount of money you've got with Bitcoin, and you can buy 4 times the amount of altcoins when they're still at the same price. So the opportunity cost for me doesn't make sense. Like, everyone's like, yes, buy altcoins whilst dominance is going up. It's like, no, just sit in Bitcoin and then rotate in when Bitcoin's gone up. And I'm not saying do it completely black and white. I'm not saying doing it completely black and white. Always have some altcoins which you like as investments, and don't bet the whole fucking farm on Bitcoin, because maybe this time it doesn't do that, but it's doing it right now. It's already happening. But I'm saying maybe have a proportion still later. But to cycle into Bitcoin and be... I'm at like 90% Bitcoin probably at this point. So I'm just going to wait for Bitcoin, and then I will cycle back in. Because you got to remember as well, like fucking back in the day, when we had this 20K run up, you know, altcoins weren't even a thing. We had the massive Bitcoin rally, and then altcoins started happening along here. That's when alts were just doing that. But the Bitcoin one was which gave us a lot of money to then actually be able to buy the alts. And that was the whole thing of it. And it was good times back then. Now we're in this boring sideways
so
stuff.
Easy back then. It's just funny to see how the macro market structure changes with the increase of the market cap. I mean, back then it was literally a shit coin that had a blow off top, bouncy ball down, and then the floor drops out. Now
well,
it's
just
like,
competition's harder now, yeah. It's like it happens with every market. Like with a Russell stock, for instance, you know, if you're buying the fucking penny stock of it and then you've got it on a small little exchange and it's trading, like the competition you're against is so much easier. Like, you know, now, you know, Bitcoin, as it grows and as assets in general grow, they just get a more and more complex, sophisticated trader or investor in it. So, yes, we have ETFs and we have institutions just buying up the price religiously, but then we have these more and more intelligent traders coming in, and more institutions and more bigger money management firms, and they're just going to make it more difficult for you to get your edge in the market, because they're just going to be there. Everyone's trying to get the same slice of the same fucking pie. So it's that's what usually happens. But we made loads of money out of Bitcoin from the early days. That's fine. Now it's about building essentially a life around it. You know, a tradable life, a business life, and we all love it. You know, we're all fucking maxis to a degree.
did you hear about Saylor's projections? Like,
yeah, well, he's just too... Saylor, you shouldn't listen to Saylor for like price projections and shit.
No.
Just like he's obviously going to say, I think it's going to go to $1 billion because he has loads of Bitcoin. Like we all say it was going to go up, but to be completely realistic with him, Like he doesn't really actually have that much time in the market yet. He came in at $30,000 on that when Bitcoin went from, about in the middle range from like 12 all the way up. So actually, he got even later when Tesla were getting in. So he hasn't been in Bitcoin for a long time. So he's going to say it's going to go up, and it probably will go up. But I think his God candle moment will happen. But I don't think you can time that, and I don't think a price projection is even plausible at this point. I think there will be a God moment. Like all the Bitcoin fuckers like us, we got into Bitcoin to front run institutions. That was the whole game. That was the whole reason we got in. We've now completed that goal. We got in before the institutions because the ETFs and everything now, and all these big institutions are now getting in. But I don't think we've seen the realization of that moment we all thought it was going to be. There is going to be a God candle moment, but you can't price predict that. Like it's going to happen like a fucking goddamn like the Great Depression, or it's going to happen like the Great Recession. Nobody could just say to yourself, "Oh look, guys, the recession is coming. Everybody get out." No, it all happens at once, and everyone panics, and that's the nature of the whole thing. The reason it's a crisis is because everyone has to panic, and everyone has to get out at the same time. Because if everyone just preempted it and everyone just knew it was coming, then that would be the crash that day. So it's like there's no point putting a price prediction on it. There will be some sort of systemic break in the world. There'll be a fiat currency collapse, a bigger fiat currency, and the bigger nations will go. The US government will default on their debt. Whatever's going to happen, there's going to be alternatives like gold and Bitcoin that people will use. But I'm not saying that I'm trying to fucking time that. That's just ludicrous. That could happen tomorrow. That could happen in 10 years. All we could say is this is probably very likely going to happen within the next... Like, I couldn't see it happening, within the next 20 years. I think that's the scope. If they manage to keep the US, keep this fucking bullshit Ponzi going for another 25, 30 years, then fair play to them. But I don't know if they've got 20 years at this point.
No, I think they got at least 10. I mean, there's so much more liquidity they can suck out of it because, I mean, that's what central banks are. They're a way to fleece the people out of their money.
I know, but in 20 years, though,
point
Chris, you got to remember that me and you, you're roughly around the 30-year-old mark, aren't you? You're a bit older, I think. But, like, if you think about it, I'll be, in 20 years, 51 years old. So, like, you got to remember that the whole boomer generation will be gone, essentially, at that point. And then they're the only ones who are propagating this whole system anyway. Like everyone I know who's younger than me wants a new system. So it's almost like written in it's written into the demographic of age. I just don't think that it's going to last for, the boomers will keep it going until that. But 20 years time, unfortunately, if you're a boomer, you will be probably quite likely be dead. So I'm saying that the likelihood of us continuing the fiat currency system when and then we don't even know what kind of technology can come out in 2 years, like ChatGPT in a month and change everything. Do you know what I mean? 20 years, man. 10 is, even 10 might be mental. We'll see. But all we know is that we're gonna watch something play out on planet Earth in this economy, which is going to be the most radical shift in the shortest period of time ever in history because of technology is just so exponential now. So we're in for a ride. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. No, we're getting the bounce. Nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
The bounce off the dev lev. Let's go, baby. Yeah, I was saying I don't know if you were watching earlier, I was saying that between here and here, looks like it could be a nice bounce trade. That looks like what we're getting. And this is a 62% chance for reversal. But I would say if you are in a trade right now, you'd wait for this to come up and this would be like TP areas. You could even take some on the fibs on it. But then you're waiting for, if you come up to here, like this, not saying it has to happen, I'm just saying if it does, and then you get a buy signal on the bot, and the moving averages are going to be coming around like this. They've actually already jetted very, very low, so that'll already happen. And then you've got the box here, so you've got, the bands coming in. You might get a few X's or something. There's going to be a lot of stuff here for potential, something like that. But I've had a few shorts already. We had a short from here, I had a short from here, a short from here, and a short from here. This one was unprofitable. This one was good. This one was good. I didn't short here. But the long is now out, so that's a slight, in the middle, basically. And then this would be a long here for me again for that. I told the community to long here, but I didn't get into anything in the VIP group. But yeah, it's lots of opportunity at the moment. Juicy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat. XRP stablecoin? Yeah, no, never gonna happen.
That's bullshit. Okay, all them saying BTC would flip? Don't know, I think you're saying flip 70k or Philip. I don't know what he's trying to say there, bro. 70k common you could have had your eyes on the Fear and Greed Index. Also, Dixie came to support and would pump up. Yeah, we look at the Fear and Greed Index on this channel a lot. You know, at the end of the day, it's not a massive factor, you know, in terms of my analysis. But, you know, when this gets to extreme 90 and 100, I'd take, you know, I look at it, and when it's very near the low in terms of like 0, I look at it. But if it's at 74, it's not really giving you much edge. I'm more of a long to short ratio guy. I think you probably agree, Chris. But
Yeah.
in terms of Dixie, I did do a big Dixie thing yesterday, or whenever my last stream was. I've been saying it for a while. You know, if Dixie does want to come back up and break, it's the thing about Dixie. I don't even want to bore you to death with it because it's just so, you know, it's going to take so long to happen anyway. If Dixie gets above here in this region, I think it is. Yeah, we're coming up to around these areas. The auto charting tools will probably put on exactly. Oh fuck, this is the wrong chart. Auto charting tools will show you this area is probably quite likely going to be where you're going to come into, and up here as well. So you can see. Oh fuck. Here. Let me get rid of the indicators a second. See, here. That's probably where it's going to come, Dixie. And I do think Bitcoin can still go up if Dixie's going up, because the Dixie could be going up for a million different other reasons. Gold could be selling off. You could have a fiat currency collapse, people buying the US dollar. If there's a big war, people will go and use US dollars for trade in that nation if they can't get access to their, you know, central bank or, say, other fiat currency system. So this can go up and Bitcoin can go up. But if it does go down, you know, and then we do see resistance on it, I think between here and here, where this trend line is where you're going to get the big move. And that will likely mean that, yeah, gold's rallying, assets in terms of risk assets are going up. And I think it would, you know, I think Bitcoin could be doing okay. Again, it doesn't mean if Dixie's going down, the Bitcoin has to be going up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this puts a little bit of pride, negative pressure. This puts a bit of applied positive pressure, depending. But both Bitcoin can still go up if it's going like that and go down if it's going like that, because Bitcoin's small and it's uncorrelated to a degree. But no one knows what's going to happen. I just know that if it comes to here, it's going to be very quick. It's not going to be able to fulfill the upside for a lot, but it has got some breathable room above it. But I would say that if it does get to here, then it's going to be like something like this, you know, significant. You can see this at like there, and then ooh. So it's like high, rally back up, high, rally back up, and then it's seeing on the flippers. But ultimately, Dixie in the longer term time frame is in an uptrend, but over a very, very, very long time, it's in a downtrend. So it's just a long term thing. You know, if we did, this would be the ideal situation for you asset guys, risk assets, something like that, back to there, and then that would be, oh shit. That's like big daddy for assets in terms of stocks, shares, indices, cryptocurrencies, commodities. It would just be a applied, you know, it would articulate to the market that yes, people are selling dollars into other stuff. But again, you got to remember with Dixie, it could be a real estate thing as well. So lots of things to think about. 4 hours looking nice, brother. Oof. We still got you in there, brother. Are you still in here, mate?
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm not just I was playing with some shit. No, I agree. The 4 hour that, I mean, you could be talking about some good regains if you get back above some previous lows, 60s. Not even. I mean, it's got to regain a lot. It needs to get back above 67.5, reclaim the previous monthly of June. I think that's a pretty big deal.
The devil level, bruv, has not failed. To be honest, we didn't get significant resistance here, which I thought we would get. And that trade was stopped out, but that there couldn't be any more on the nail of the devil level. It's just something about the dev. Some guy in the chat was like, you should be very careful about putting horns on your thumbnail because it might, like, you know, considering the Paris Olympics thing. I was like, bruv, like, what happened to just like?
Yeah, I watched that for like 3 seconds, and I was like, "That's."
I didn't even watch it. I was out in the clubs.
So degenerate, man. Ugh, can't even be bothered. It's gross.
It's the extreme lefties, isn't it?
I mean, they basically, you know, just mocked the Last Supper, Christianity, and all that to France, which, I mean, at least used to be a Christian nation. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
What
just nasty.
was the What was the whole thing about? So was it just about like transgender people taking over it or something?
Yeah, but basically it's like they recreated the Last Supper, but with a bunch of like degenerates, and like one guy had his balls out
What?
and shit.
On live
Yeah, dude, it's
TV?
fucking crazy. Yeah,
Bruv, like kids watch that.
I know. They're fucking pedos, man. It's disgusting.
Why would you have your balls out at essentially all the Olympics is a ceremony to celebrate sports. Like there's no need for that. Like in just any way, there shouldn't be anything even about there shouldn't even be anything religious in it. Just there shouldn't even be Christianity. It shouldn't be anything to do with that. It should be respecting great athletes. Like, bruv.
Yeah, like I was expecting them to do something, positive about France, like France and French culture. You see the previous ones from other countries, the UK opening ceremony, Russia with the big, grand ballroom dancers, the Chinese one, which was terrifyingly awesome, 1,000 drummers in unison talking about their culture. And then it's like now you got like, drag queens and balls out just mocking the Last Supper. And I was like, no, that's enough of that.
Drag queens and balls out. Sounds like a good party, but like, fuck me. It's not good for fucking the nation to watch.
No.
It's so wrong, bro.
Yeah.
The thing is, with the nudity thing, like obviously I don't agree with it because I think it's just a bit weird and sexual. But like, there is a lot of accounts of just like, where actually the Olympics came from, where there was just like quite a lot of nudity, like in Greece, in Rome, like the Spartans, for instance. Like there was a lot of nudity. Like it was a lot of the games they would do, it would like be naked. It's in itself, and like a lot of times their robes would fall off and they would be naked. Like it's not like I don't really.
It wasn't sexual. Like
it was just
now,
normal.
Nudity's only tied. Yeah, exactly. Like it used to be like that in Sweden. Like I remember as a kid, you go to the beach and all the girls would have their tops off because it didn't matter. But now everything's so hypersexualized and everything's pornographic. Everything which is disgusting in itself. Like I don't know. It's the strangest, weirdest, creepiest thing that everything has become sexualized. And yeah.
I think it's because it's probably because like you've got this kind of a economy now, which is like based on like real fast dopamine hits, and it's like people just have this constant like need for the next dopamine rush because they've been programmed, whether it's even sugar or it's like the food industry or it's your phone or it's like this. It's like all the companies are essentially just trying to stimulate as much dopamine release to get as much money as possible from those people, which is just a sad byproduct of just like wanting to be, make money. Like cigarettes sell, fucking alcohol sells, it's addictive. But it's like everyone's so like consistently on this rabbit reel of like dopamine. It's like now it's like it's just not enough. Like you need to be having like sex all the time. It needs to be this. It needs to be mental sex. And obviously porn has fucked everybody up. So like yeah, I just completely detox now. Like I'll have like a whole weekend where I won't even go on my phone. I don't even watch porn anymore. I don't even fucking look at weird shit on the internet. Like I don't do anything.
For me,
like
man.
my mate fucking back at school used to send me like the most mental shit on the internet. It'd be like the Pain Olympics. He like desensitized himself. He kind of like fucked himself up a bit because he just like saw. Remember the Pain Olympics, bro? That was mental.
Yeah. Like really. I mean, but that's true. If you desensitize yourself, like it'll fuck your brain up. It'll fuck up your brain chemistry. It's the same people who like, especially young kids, they get, it's so gross. They get addicted to porn and they can't actually have sex anymore because like they
turn into cucks.
Basically,
yeah. They get off on the premise of watching it, not doing it, which is really messed up.
It's like I know a lady who's a what is it called, a therapist, and she actually deals with that like trauma in kids, and like kids are like 10 years old are all getting exposed to that stuff, and yeah, it's really like ruining their brains.
Yeah, you got like you can't like I don't even know when like porn was massive. I must have been like a late teenager when it started kicking off. I can't really remember, but it was
yeah. I mean, it used to be like when we were kids, like, oh my gosh, somebody stole their uncle's.
It wasn't possible. Yeah, it was like magazines and pictures, and that's essentially what. Like I'm back to that now. Essentially, not magazines, but I just abstain. It's just not good for your brain. It's just not good for you. Like in terms of, I just want to go out and get it myself. It's a bit more of a challenge, like in terms of doing it the actual way. I go out obviously on the weekends and stuff, but it's just like, I don't know, bro. There's the next step is there's going to be probably quite a lot of successful businesses out there which are coming. Obviously I've been talking about health foods for like 10 years, but I'm saying there's going to be the blueprint system is going to get bigger. So it's going to be companies which just prescribe you a system to tell you how to live a normal, prosperous life, because like the world is getting so detached from what we need as natural animals that there's going to have to be like almost courses to be like, look, you need to do this at this point. You need to go outside. You need to walk. You shouldn't be watching these things on the internet. You need to have minerals and good food. You can't just eat Domino's every day. McDonald's will kill you. Like the dude who did Super Meat is dead at like 48 or something. Like you can't just like, you need to have like, there's going to be just teaching people certain things and having discipline, because at the moment it's just a fucking, everyone's just let loose on dopamine, and it's almost celebrated to be fat and just celebrated to not be. It's like celebrate me being me instead of celebrating the meritocracy of what I do, which is so fucked up.
Dude, it's the generation of fucking participation trophies. That's what it is.
Yeah, it just can't be like
Look at
that.
me, I'm special. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm special. It's like, oh, like I'm a vegan. It's my personality. I'm
Yeah,
fat,
and
or I'm part of the alphabet soup. I'm this. That's my whole personality now. It's like
it's down to the people who
people.
are fat. It's down to people who are unhealthy, and it's down to people who are fat, and it's down to people who have problems to have the courage to say, yes, I am ugly, or yes, I am fat, or yes, I am not doing the things I should do. But the more these types of people get into society, the more they're like trying to, essentially it's like subjective bias. They're trying to like get everyone else to agree with them all the time. And it's like a cancer. It's like going around and saying like, it's okay to be fat because I'm fat. It's like, well, yeah, it's okay for you, but don't go around fucking telling everybody else and jumping on stage and celebrating it and everyone applauding you. It's just like, bruv, it's just unhealthy. Like if I haven't had a shower in a week, I don't start celebrating the fact that I smell. I'm like, no, I need a fucking shower. It's like, with fat, it's like, oh, but if I'm fat now, it's like, oh, I should celebrate it because it's me. It's like, no, just get on the fucking, eat some better food and get on the treadmill. You fat fucks. Oh, I remember in my school back in there was literally a time at my school where it was like so like rude to say someone was fat. It's all changed now because like everyone's just like, yeah, you fat fuck. But like it used to be so bad. Like if you called someone fat, I remember I called someone fat. I remember there was like, I don't know. I was at school and I was quite like a upfront kind of kid. I wasn't a bully or anything. I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. But there was like some scenarios where I was just like, yeah, the reason he can't do it is because he's fat. And they're like, I'm like, yeah, but he is. Like, he is. Look at him. That's why he can't
It's
do
like
the sport thing.
that's the thing that grosses me out the most is like you absolutely have to hold parents accountable for that shit when you're talking about kids. Like
Ugh.
that to me is like the most disgusting thing when I see a fat kid. I'm like, God, your parents are fucking bastards.
Yeah. There's no real excuse for it. The only excuse would be they have a medical condition, but like that, there's no real excuse for it. Like it's essentially in a way almost like abuse. Yeah.
It
Um.
is. It is 100% abuse. 100%.
Yeah. Because if they're not in control at that point. And what
No.
you usually find is like the families kind of, they don't know any different. They're not doing it out of malicious intent. They're doing it because they're fat and the things they do, they just prescribe to the kids. So it's almost like
Yeah.
it's just an intelligence, or it's not, I wouldn't say intelligence. It's just they haven't got the ability to comprehend like different ideas. They just listen to what they're told. They just watch TV. The advert comes on saying this is healthy for you because it's got fortified minerals in it and it's made of sugar and it's a cereal bar. They're like, oh yeah, it's healthy now. And it's just like this
They
constant.
watch sport. They watch different sports all day, and they're probably people are like, "Oh yeah, my team's the dirt, and I'm been a supporter of them my whole life." And it's like, okay, like
To be honest, like
I met.
the sports thing, a lot of people say this. Like, I don't agree with this whole conspiracy. It's like the government are trying to get everyone to watch sports and like keep them quiet. I don't agree with that. There was a time in Greece, sorry, the Roman Empire. There was a time where this did happen, and that was all documented. And they did actually put on shows to make the people kind of happy because they were upset through famine or poverty or whatever.
It pacifies them.
Yeah, but I don't think that's happening today because it's a private market now, and most of these big companies which are running these huge stadiums and these big football teams, etc., like Chelsea or Manchester United, all these big football companies, and it's all a big private thing. So it's all profit first now, instead of the government trying to say, look, we'll give you some free shit if we keep all the fucking money, and that was the emperor's. But I think there is I don't mind people watching sport. I watch sport. I like the community aspect. I like when your country is playing sport. I love that. I love watching England play. I love watching other teams play. I love watching your club if you enjoy it. And in England, there's a big culture around football, and I'm not against it. I think actually it's great. I think people coming together, watching a spectacle. There's a lot of partying, drinking, and also there's a lot of respect there as well. So I'm not against the whole sports thing. And I love sports as well. I don't watch it as much just because I just get a bit bored of it. You know, most of the time it's just putting a ball in the net or hitting a ball with a bat. Like there's only so far I can go with the interest factor. It's more to do with what the feeling it gives you. It's a bit of an outlet. I'm not against the sports thing, but I'm kind of against. I'm against like if you have some sort of obsession where it's like you're using it as an escapism. I'm not saying I'm against you doing it. You can do what you fucking want, but if you're using it to like escape your world and just only think about sport, and then you're not like, you know, no responsibility. It's not for me to say, but I'd say that most times that could be detrimental in terms of just putting sport first and not anything else. But if you have a good, healthy balance, it's like anything in life. If you have a good, healthy balance, it's okay. Like, I like to drink and smoke and party, but I don't do it every fucking day. It's like some people might, you know,
there's a lot of conspiracy around it because it's gotten so massive and the athletes are paid such insane amounts of money that they're kind of like godlike status about it. There is
it is a private market though, isn't it? Like the thing is,
but well, that's the thing. It's like there's definitely a correlation because a lot of the problems within the society with taxes, with governments, especially in Europe, governments just not doing anything positive for the people, and they haven't done that for decades. So how do you get people from channeling? You know, sport is a great outlet to keep angry populace from channeling their rage into like rebellious stuff. Then, oh, let's just go get drunk and watch the game and fight and have that kind of tribal experience, which it is. I mean, it's definitely something.
It's definitely tribal,
ancient and tribal.
It's people. I think a lot of people need it in England, mate. To be honest, like there's nothing else to fucking live for.
Like you need to work out. You need to play sports. Like I mean, I'd rather play something. Like I'd rather go play football or, you know, throw the American football around and stuff like that. Like I find that to be much more.
Yeah, playing the sport. I used to love
getting
playing
drunk and.
I used to love playing cricket and stuff and rugby, etc. But I'm going to what I'm going. Yeah,
cricket tea time.
Yeah, cricket. I absolutely
know the
love
rules.
cricket.
I've tried looking at the rules and I'm like, that's just.
It's easy, man. It's easy. It's so easy. But it's cricket is a great sport because cricket is the thing about cricket, right, is that it's extremely sociable because like, you know, when you're waiting to go in and bat, you have to like sit with the opposite team. When you're fielding, everyone's connected into one big kind of almost ecosystem, or you're all connected, like always at every single time because you've got to fill every gap. Also, when you're batting in the crease, you have to have a really good relationship with the other player as well because you need to know when to run and when. It's so team orientated that cricket is a really fun sport to play. Actually, it's one of my favorite sports just because you're always interacting with another person. It's not about a single human. Obviously, if you're a great batsman, yes, it can be about that, or a great bowler. But you can't be a great bowler without a great team, and you couldn't be a great batsman without a great person who's also on your, because they could run you out by mistake. So it's like everything's so connected in terms of like team. That's why I love cricket. I used to play at quite a high level actually. I played even for Bristol, Sri Lanka. I played fucking in my county teams. I played for my school. I was in all the top teams in my school back in the day. I did used to enjoy it. I was a bowler, a swing bowler, and I used to come in at 6 and just absolutely batter it. Top fucking points. I think I got like an 89 or something was my top streak in an actual professional, actual real game. But bro, cricket is sick, man. But yeah, it's obviously.
I always thought of it as like a gayer, more boring version of baseball.
Yeah, but baseball's just like the stupid version of it. You know, it's like the dumbed down version of it because cricket's so much more. There's so much more elements to it that there's just so much more nuances involved in it and so much more team building spirit. Like baseball, you just hit a ball and you run around a fucking circuit. You don't have to rely on anybody else. It's just you hitting a ball and then running around. And like, yes, there's probably other aspects to it which are quite similar to cricket. It's similar, you're hitting a fucking ball. I don't get
baseball, dude. Like I'm
not a fan of baseball, but I'm saying cricket. I hate watching cricket. I'll tell you that. Watching cricket is the most fucking boring thing ever. But I'm saying playing cricket, and it's actually really good. Like, and I'm not like, I played lots of different sports. And I'm not just saying this because I like cricket. I'm saying it just generally speaking. If you actually play cricket, you'll have a fucking good time, especially with your friends, because it's just like constantly. Yeah, it's good and it's long as well. So you play for like days sometimes. So it's mental.
Rugby though, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
That's
rugby's
cool.
sick, man.
It's a fun. Yeah.
I used to play as a few different positions. So I'd be a guy called a fuck. I can't remember the name of it. It was on the side of the scrum because I was quite good at tackling at one point, so I could take people out real quick. It was I can't remember the name, bro. How can I not remember the name of what it used to be? I think it was a flanker, similar to a wanker, but a flanker. I was on the flank, and then I was a flanker for a bit, and then I also was quite fast because obviously when I was growing up at school, like you have different things, like you grow faster than some kids, and you're like the flanker, and then you don't grow, and then you're on the wing. You know what I mean? So like I was like a bit of a combination, but I was a pretty good tackler. That means my doorbell's going. One sec. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's weird. Some of the different sports stuff. I played. I mean, I grew up in the U.S., so I played American football. I'm like 6'5", dude. So yeah, tight end. I'm just reading some of the chat. That biddy ball. What is that? Uh, Yankee baseball. Stupid. Yeah, I agree. I like the Nordic version. The Nordic version. Yeah, we just call it Brennbowl. It's like you hit a ball with a little stick, and most of the time you play that game when you're like in the summer when you're drinking a lot. But they got some weird ones here that I haven't seen really anywhere else. Like handball's a big one. Uh, Hockey, obviously, but hockey's awesome. I don't like I like American rules hockey like over European rules hockey because I think it's more violent and it's a smaller area, so there's definitely more scoring going on. Plus, they're very like, oh, you can't fight anyone. If you tackle too hard, you'll get ejected type shit, which is kind of boring. Some sports that turn into like WWF wrestling. Yeah, I mean, that's always something that's bugged me with, football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. It's just, you touch a guy and he flops like a fish. That kind of shit is just, I don't have time for it. But no, I can watch football, you know, local team and stuff like that. Yeah, but some kids get fat because of medical problems with like thyroid. Well, that's why there's some medication for thyroid. Like that's 100% it. And if your kid's fat, you have to take
No,
him to the
dude.
doctor and get a
If you get fat,
full blood panel.
if you get fat and it's a medical condition, it's even worse. No, I'm joking.
No, well, I mean that's the thing. It's like I would probably argue well over 90% of all fat caused medical conditions have some type of medication. It's probably a lot higher than that. So
Yeah, it's a
there might be
medication.
some odd, crazy, rare something. But yeah, for the most part, it's just lack of good habits.
Mm. Mm.
Just catching up.
Legends. If you can
Hmm.
guess what I'm eating right now, it's a type of meat. In the chat, if you can guess what I'm eating right now, so
Zebra.
fucking good. I gotta go actually. It's nearly 11. If you can guess what I'm eating, I'll do 30 more minutes streaming. So good. Camel,
You're
wagyu, veal.
eating. You're eating a bag of dicks.
I can't even say anything I'm eating. Yeah, I'm eating a bag of scrot. It's delicious. Cow tongue. Oh,
Cow tongue can actually be really good.
that's pastrami, isn't it? No, that's not pastrami. Can't remember what it is. I think cow tongue is pulled pork D's nuts. Huck too. Well, we're getting the bounce trade legends. I'll tell you in a minute. It's organic as well. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, we popped back up, did a nice strong little rejection at 67.5. Bearish retesting the June open, so the previous monthly open. If we do create some higher lows here and a hold of around about 67K, there's a potential continuation up to test untested structure above. but you're just bearish retesting after you've now created lower lows. So you have broken trend. And even if we pop back up to the
Mm.
highs, like, and we get a failure back at like 69.5, you're probably looking for a more systemic down. It's just because it breaks the structure, right? It's not really anything else other than, yeah, you've broken lows and now you're looking at something pretty catastrophic,
Oh.
unless the big unless is if you start regaining pretty significant 4 hour structure at like 67.5, 67.6, then it actually doesn't look too bad. You got an
Right,
hour and a
legends, no one
half
got
left on
it.
the current 4 hour.
I'm eating organic smoked 48 hour smoked beef brisket.
Like American style.
I was never a brisket fan. But this brisket, the way they do it, there was a real big smoke ring on it, like proper like deep smoke kind of flavor, and then it has these like actual bits of fat on it, but not horrible fat. It's organic, bro. Brisket, man, I'm loving it. I actually eat a lot at the moment. This brisket, it really is king. It's just got that real
Yeah.
fucking meat. Like I don't know what it is about brisket. It's just like kind of oaky, smoky kind of, and also it's. And sometimes I get it, and it's almost like as delicate as pulled pork, but it's good, bro. But I gotta go, guys. It's like 10:30. I want to get a noise complaint. Um, that's why I need to. I'm getting my whole house soundproofed. Um, so it's literally gonna soundproof the windows and all this wall, so that I can just do what I want. Um,
Yeah.
I need to be
I'm
able to
just
stream later.
looking.
I want to be able to stream into the night a
Hmm,
bit more.
that would be nice. Yeah, it's an interesting structure, at least for now. We'll see if we can actually put this as the higher lows at 67K. If we do start breaking back below it, we'll just wick right down into like some more
Mm,
low structure. There's definitely like to be really clear here, guys, there's definitely still long liquidity to take if we do start breaking down from here, but we've grabbed almost all of it going back
mm.
to shit last week, or like a pretty decent amount. It's 20 going back to the 20, just 3 days really.
Let me put this in there.
But the big thing here is just like, if we continue barreling down from right here, then I would expect that the next major, after we do another, if we do another leg down, that's going to be probably the bigger bounce. That's
Schedule
my
a session,
expectation.
guys. If you want to get some one-on-one attention with me, the team, schedule a strategy session, and we can show you, how you could potentially, become more profitable in trading or start trading, or which mentors we can apply for you for mentorship. We can do the products we serve, the products we serve, the products we and our services we have. Hello, what do you think about those who start crypto young? I think it's good to start crypto, any new emerging market young. Get investing early.
Yeah.
Might find yourself ahead of yourself before 25. You might have more money than someone who's 45 in crypto these days if you do it
I
well.
mean, the biggest thing is what is one of the big subjects they never teach you about in any Western school for the most part. It's finance. They don't teach you how the banks work, how the banking system works, how financial markets work. That's usually something you have to go for college if you even go that route. So I would say if you educate in anything, like that's a big part of like our kind of homeschool curriculum is definitely finance, understanding markets,
I
understanding
want to
that
find a
it's
guy
basically
in
a scam.
finance.
6'5", blue eyes.
6'5" and
Hit
blue
it.
eyes. The reason they don't teach, it's not a big conspiracy. The government's not like don't teach them about how to make a bank. The reason is because people who do know about banks don't work in a school. That's enough said.
The McDonald arches structure. Yeah. The I'm loving it structure. We'll see. I like the 4 hour buyback right now is actually looking pretty decent. So if you guys are looking for any type of confirmation, it's like watch the 4 hour close. If we actually close the 4 hour back above stuff, this could be a deviation and a continuation. Legitimately.
Just eating my dinner on stream. The amount of effort, the dedication here. Look at these little reversals. Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
But
Nothing here in terms of needs to get above here. probably come into it. Might get that, and then that would be a good sign. But nothing here yet, just continuation. That's the level. Cool, guys. I'm gonna eat my dinner, and yeah, great having you on, Chris, as well. And then we'll do another stream. We've done about nearly 3 hours, about 2 hours 40 minutes. Good stream, good fun. Lots of people, and it's gonna get more volatile, guys. So I'll be streaming a lot, and then we'll we'll regroup. I'm gonna be streaming definitely on Wednesday. I've got the SMT guys coming on the live stream. That's gonna be fun, Chris. And then
Oh, is that the Swarm Market guys?
yeah, they're gonna come on the stream and announce something, which is cool.
Dude,
And
the
then,
1/3 burn.
yeah, that's already out there. I think there's a few other bits and bobs they've got
Yeah.
for us. But yeah, I got a big investment in Swarm. We'll see how that goes. And then yeah, legends. Get the indicators. Go to mdxalgo.com if you want to get all the things you see on the screen, like indicators and trading charting tools and stuff. We have our own charts coming this week, so you can use our charts as well in the platform. And then yeah, hit the like button on the way
Yeah,
out,
and they're
guys.
built they're built for fully automation too, so you can bot trade with them right out of the box.
Yeah, everything's bot tradable. You can hook them up. We also have. We're going to do this with all the indicators, but right now you have an email service, so you can sign up to the MDX Trading Bot for an email. So you'll get an email when it buys and sells. You get an automated email. This is great if you're on the go, trading on your phone and stuff. And even at that, decent for desktop. But yeah, we're going to build a whole. We'll probably talk about this, Chris. Actually, we want to build a bit more of an advanced tool, so you can choose like which things you want in a box like that, and then you can choose. Oh, the MDX Trading Bot on. Progressive trading on off. You can get a direct email. That's all free, guys. Just go to MDX. It's the pinned message, mdxalgo.com/tradingbot. And then, yeah, so you can automate all the other ones. We've got all the indicators you see on the screen as well. Let me just get up auto charting tools on the hourly time frame. So I'll put them all on, and you can see the splatter of indicators. Lots of stuff going on, but I would say some of the most important ones is Trend Master. Scout Pro is really good. This gives you a potential prediction. And yeah, all useful stuff. All right, guys, I'll see you on the flippers. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Cheers, Chris.
Peace.